cancer screening. We do have the Carla K Cancer Screening Fund that helps those people who need some assistance, but they make it affordable for you. There are payment plans you can do. It is definitely worth it. When you go to Life Imaging FLA, tell them Russ and the Monster sent you. You'll be glad you did it.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Poisonings can happen anytime, any place. Dr. Sarah Kinsman from the Health Resources and Services Administration tells us more about who you can call during a poison emergency.
One of the key programs we have is the Poison Helpline, which is 1-800-222-1222. And a call to that number gets you connected directly to a specialist. Our helpline is free and confidential. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They give you real-time advice and information. We think we're at this time, this is the medication we want you to start, this is how we want you to do it. We will call you back in 10 minutes or call us back in 10 minutes. And so it's a very proactive way to ensure children and their families are safe.
Make the call when the moments count. Get ahead of a poison emergency. Call the Poison Helpline, 1-800-222-1222.
Think you're not the suing type? But you aren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Cruising out of Port Canaveral? Don't forget to visit Cocoa Beach, Orlando's closest beach. Soak up the sun, ride the waves, shop a little, and enjoy Cocoa Beach's legendary laid-back beach vibes. Cocoa Beach is perfect for adventure seekers, families, or a beautiful date with a sunset finish. Vacation mode starts at Cocoa Beach, the perfect stop for your sea voyage. Don't miss the boat. Plan your visit today at legendarycocobeach.com. That's legendarycocobeach.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral
sensational stories of the day. The news junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From the French president gets slapped to Jennifer Lopez gets slammed for her award show stunt. And Kid Cudi says Diddy broke in and opened his Christmas presents. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
That might have been what I needed today.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Share the Show Tuesday? Yeah. That's right, friends. You share the show today. Let people know about this very show. Say, hey, if you like podcasts, I think you'll like this. I like it, and I think you'll like this. Send them a link, or simply just go watch the show on YouTube or Twitch and hit that like button on YouTube. Twitch doesn't have one, so just stare at the screen.
Hello, Twitch.
With conviction over and over again. And that works. You know, it's a Share the Show Tuesday.
Yeah,
so,
let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Happy birthday.
Oh, my God. I don't want to do this. This is why, Okay, all right. Okay. Yes, I had my birthday was yesterday. Thank you to all of the people for the well wishes and the birthday stuff, and much appreciated.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks everybody.
I realized that I didn't actually wish you a happy birthday yesterday.
Wow.
I just scolded you.
I
scolded you. I was just like, will you stop playing with your computers and go out and enjoy your birthday?
Mm-hmm. You don't know how I work, man.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. You judge and you don't know how I work. When I text you feverishly, it's within the moments that I'm actually working.
We listen, we don't judge.
All of the rest of the time, I was enjoying myself. I was out there in the world. Okay, I was doing things. I promise you. I promise you. I don't like birthdays.
Well, guess what? Check under your chair.
Nothing under the chair again. Nothing under the 50th time.
No way.
What?
There is something under the chair.
Oh, there's not. It's not, at 51. All right, I get it. All right, yeah. Funny. Nothing under the chair.
There's definitely something under the chair.
There, I assure you.
Out. Oh my gosh, Courtney, can you hear me?
I assure you.
Courtney, can you hear
chair.
me? Check under the other chair. No.
Is there anything
under the desk?
If you pull something, picking up a chair.
You just got your ankle right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I just relearned to walk.
Hey, folks, it's Tuesday. How are you, everybody? Yeah. Okay. We got a lot to get to. We'll get to your dispatches, all of that good stuff.
But there is something in your studio. I just don't know where it is
No,
right
there's
now.
not. Okay.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I've done enough searching. I've done enough. Right now, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And here we go. We go to Brazil, friends.
Brasileira.
What do they got good in Brazil? Nuts? No, Brazil nuts suck, actually.
Butts.
Sorry, Brazil.
Butts. Is what you're thinking.
Butts is, yes. Butts, they're probably number one in the world for butts, I think. When you think of Brazil, you think of butts. So they got butts. Nuts is a no. And I'm sure many other things, right? Great
wax
music
jobs.
and culture. Yeah. The Brazilian, sure. The whole thing off, right? Isn't that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Front, back, sides.
Sometimes.
All the entrances
all the problem
and
areas.
All of them just zapped right off there. Now, this is a Catholic television show in Goiânia, Brazil. And as they were singing along on this Catholic television show, one of the nurses decided to surprise them with a little skill of hers.
Oh.
She had like a talent that she wanted to leak out. You guys know how it goes.
Yeah, I love to leak talents.
If you can do something super impressive, like let's say you could do a backflip or sing really well, you will find a way to work that into almost anything. You will,
as far as the latter, people that sing really well, they'll let you know when it comes to singing happy birthday to somebody.
Yeah, they'll go way up.
They'll harmonize.
They'll do things that are just so unnecessary. They might be at a Burger King drive-thru, God forbid. and somebody says, well, it's my birthday, they'll start singing right there. Right then and there, they'll start singing. So this woman wanted to, on this Catholic television show.
Like a stupid human trick?
Kinda. She wanted to just show off in the middle of their performance what she could do. Here she is.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. Now, let's stop and acknowledge the fact that they look like idiots. But
What do
other
you
than
mean?
that,
It's the most exciting televised Catholic ceremony that we've seen in a long time.
yes, it is, other than the Pope Fest. Yes, but that's not saying much. Most of these gatherings are quite boring. And
This is why we need beatboxing in them.
For
And
Brazil,
shuffles.
these are literally the three unsexiest outfits in Brazil that you could ever see. They're all wearing
You don't know what's underneath. I think it's the mystery of it all.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything sexy underneath anything I'm seeing here. I just think it's more of the same is what we're looking at. I think underneath these ladies' outfits is like the 1600s.
Okay.
It's like very
rude of you to
they're
say.
nuns. What the opposite would be rude if I was like, she's got a G-string on her that. I'd like to slap that nun's ass. That's rude. That's a weird thing to say.
So weird to say.
But they were grooving, weren't they? They were like, they had a little...
The one in the middle looks like she's about to start breakdancing.
She's definitely doing the lead up to a full windmill.
It's like where you rock back and forth a little bit, and and like as if it's double Dutch jump rope. You're waiting for that moment where you could jump in.
Sure.
And all right, here we go. Yeah.
The priest sucks at dancing.
Yeah, the priest is not as good as the ladies.
Or just let them have their moment. You don't have to get up and dance with them. Relax.
The other lady didn't.
Papa.
There's a lady sitting in her seat who's like one of the hosts.
She moved out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She cleared the way for them to shine.
And the priest's like, I want to do it.
She's
know
let me
this
give
go
you a
viral.
moment. Here you go. Enjoy yourself. All is well right here. And there it is to start us off here on a Share the Show Tuesday. Isn't it boots and cats and boots and cats?
And that's your starting point, sure. But she seems
I don't
a
know
little
if
more
you've
accomplished.
noticed. I don't know if you've noticed over here. I'm at my starting point.
No, absolutely. I
This
don't
is,
know
you know-
if you remember, but I was a vocal percussionist in college.
Just say beatboxer, please. That is insufferable.
Oh, I beat that box, but
Vocal percussionist.
that's what they call it in the acapella world.
Oh, the acapella world. We should take all of our notes from the acapella world. That's where they know
that's
all
what
the
was
cool things to
happening.
say.
What a world that everybody just dying for a window into.
Everyone, what are we doing here? Can I just give you some information without boots and cats?
That's what I literally just did. Some of that was good. Some of that, look, there was a couple of seconds in there that was like...
There was a little bit of potential there.
There was Bismarcky in that. Yeah, it was. All right. we're
Now
gonna
I've
talk
got
about
an
something.
update. Look
On what?
to your left under the desk.
Left under the desk. A fan?
Okay,
Oh
so
my
now,
God.
now you're messing with me. You found it finally? I feel insane. What? It's there finally? Oh, there we go.
Something
Thank
under my
you.
desk.
God, that was the whole point.
I wasn't kidding.
I worked days with Courtney to make the
It's-
under the desk thing a thing.
It's a cavernous area under here. What? I looked
Golly,
3 times.
man.
I thought you were trolling me. You've been doing it for 5 years. How would I ever know?
And it finally came to fruition.
Today would be the day.
Wait. How did the... Wait, did you secretly leave something one day and then... Okay, I know what happened here. I know what happened. You had me leave out some magnets for something, and you must have left it out when you picked that up.
That was not the case. No.
How did I not see this on a camera somewhere? I literally have cameras on everywhere.
Yeah, but sometimes you're not looking at the camera. And sometimes Courtney and I are doing Mission Impossibles.
I should be less worried about that. And more, there's all kinds of stuff
Really packed in there. And I am 50% sure that was the bag you guys gave me for my birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, it's beautiful still.
Listen, no bag goes used once. You're wasting it if you don't reuse it.
Can I tell you, this is a beautiful card.
Thanks.
Very, very nice. And even the name on here, the handwriting, I'm not used to this kind of
out
stuff.
Out of my hands.
And honestly,
and we're ripping it apart. Okay.
Well, I'm opening the. How else do I open the envelope for the birthday card? Is there another
for
tactic?
You to open this.
Okay. I gotta tell you, Celine.
Very exciting.
This thing is thick.
What does it say?
It's from both of us.
No, it's
not. It's beefy. It says, "You're how olds?" And it's got a backwards S on it with a
That's
giraffe.
A question mark.
Oh, idiots!
What a stupid dummy.
Hold on. Take two. We'll do the second one. It says, "You're how old?" Well, okay. Can I tell you, when I'm looking at the reflection of this in the broadcast monitor here.
I know dyslexia's a thing, but I never saw it with punctuation marks.
This better have a lot of money in it. It feels beefy.
Yeah.
Beefy.
Oh, it's so beefy.
Oh, okay.
That is terrifying.
It screams at you.
You know who hates it? Carl.
Oh yeah, not a fan. I don't blame him. I can see you have goat to be kidding me. Okay, calm down, please. It just keeps going.
You bet.
Happy birthday, Sean. May this next trip around the sun be glorious. From Sabrina, not from Celine. XOXO from Sabrina.
Hugs and kisses.
And it's still going. It's making that noise quite a bit now. All right, I'm going to put that away.
And the trash.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
No, I like it. I like it.
And don't throw away the envelope because I added the gift receipts.
Okay.
Because I am 50-50 on if you're going to like these gifts at all.
Did you write this on here?
Did I write what? Read
gift
it.
receipts. Yeah, It says gift receipts. It's okay to return age-appropriate old man. What does that mean? It's not. Okay. I can't put it over there because that tends to be the trash pile. So let me just put this in the responsible area. Should I open this now?
If you want to. It's your show.
Oh, my God.
Did you not ask?
Is this a bear horn?
You wanted a bear horn, you got a bear horn.
Why do I need a bear horn? I got a knife now.
Actually, I think you asked for bear spray, but that was...
illegal.
Oh, we couldn't get bear spray. That's right.
So
you
I
are
think
not
horn
part of this. Stop letting him glom on to what you have going on
here. The bear horn
here.
can be from Sea Line, no problem.
All right, hang on.
I wasn't talking about we as in I'm trying to glom on.
Are you going to do it right now?
Yeah, why not? I figure we'll work let's imagine a scene here. Okay?
Not right into the microphone. You're going to ruin both computers.
I'm not going to do it right into the microphone. There's lots of new equipment in here, okay?
There's a bear. There's a flock of peacocks.
It says bear horn right on it. So there's no, questioning what we got going on here.
Is that different from an air horn?
I guess so. Yeah,
bear versus air?
It says bear horn, powerful horn blast to help scare off bears. Ideal companion. What an embarrassing companion. Ideal companion, bear horn. And then there's some cautions and whatnot.
Yeah, give it a go.
Oh, here. Okay.
Here we go.
I'm going to try it.
There's a bear.
How far away should I go? All right,
I don't know.
The bear coming at me right now.
That's probably good.
Oh, my God.
Very.
Wow, that's jarring.
It scared you, and you're the one that pressed the button.
All right, so the bear is approaching me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I have to block off Courtney to make sure there's no extra danger there.
Uh-huh.
Lady, I'm securing.
Also blocked.
And back off, bear! Oh, my God. It's so small.
Yeah.
It's so loud. Okay,
Tiny
all right.
packages.
Yeah, it works. It works.
There you go, bud.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else in here? Yeah, there's something very
in there.
quite. There's more things?
I think there's only one more, maybe two.
There appears to be two more things in there.
Things there.
All right. I feel very violated that you've been.
I wasn't inside your
place.
house.
I don't. How do I know? You might have came down from the ceiling
cameras.
on rappels.
She
or
did
something.
say it was Mission Impossible style.
She did, yeah.
And I shared that meme with Courtney. And thank
It's
you,
the only way I
Courtney.
can picture it. All right, here we go. There's a small one here.
Yeah,
that I'm
it
opening.
is.
Gift
Tiny
receipts.
fleshlight.
It's okay to return. Age appropriate. Okay.
What does it say?
It looks to be a man near a little porta potty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it says, you never drink it, you only rent it. And
it's porta potty shot glasses.
So it's like you drink out of a little porta potty? Is that what we got going on? Oh, it is. Oh, very nice. Fun. Yeah. I don't hate these. These are cool. That's very cool.
Take a shot then, pussy.
No, that sounds like a bad idea. I got enough problems going on today.
There's two of them. One for court.
Okay, I'll put those over there.
Finally, this is the one that I fear the most that you are going to...
This?
Please use the return instead of just tossing it.
It's solid,
When
whatever
it comes
it is.
back to, it's like a full circle moment that we all had on the show.
Okay.
Where there was a Chinese restaurant you used to go to.
Yeah.
And...
Chinese restaurant. Okay. Yeah, I remember this.
The fire department.
The fire department. Yeah, there was a clip of that on the show. It says historic humor on top. I don't know what to take from that, but...
Yeah, this is extremely expensive.
But what? What?
Don't curse, please.
What?
What is that?
It's a little boy who pee-pees in your drink? What? I like how you leave a receipt for this. I'm not bringing this back anywhere. Sure. I originally purchased the little black boy statue that pees in my drink, but I've decided
He doesn't
to change
pee in
it
your
out.
drink. He fills your cup.
Yes, it says
with
it says
whiskey.
Bonnie Boy liquor dispenser, and he's and it's offensive, so they had to cover it with a fig leaf.
Or maybe the fig leaf comes with.
I don't think it does.
I say you try it out.
Not kidding. Requires 2 AA batteries. Holds an entire liquor bottle.
What?
This little
You're
boy.
welcome, secret shows.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you very much. I
Happy
appreciate
birthday,
that.
bud. Can't believe
These
you're
will both-
54 already.
I'm not that old, although I am. Yeah, I am actually 54. That sounds too old. To everybody on chat saying I'm 69 and 75. Kiss my ass, okay? These are both going to make it onto the shelves around here.
Oh, good.
And may the record reflect that makes Sabrina with I think five or so things that are on the shelves around here.
Once my body left the place, I just keep filling the shelves with my spirit.
C-Lane has no things on the shelves around here.
He helps with the computer stuff or something.
Yeah, but it's not like, that's not a criticism or anything, C-Lane. It's just,
well, good.
Yeah.
Then I won't take it as such.
Okay, all right. Well, I did. Can I say something?
You what?
Yeah.
Hang on. I have made a bit of a mistake. All
What,
right?
what did you do?
You just broke it. You just broke it.
I have
That's
made
the
a bit
second
of a
gift I
mistake.
immediately give you. What? You
The
broke it.
top fell off of my bear spray.
That's not
or
gonna work with
my
the
bear
bears.
horn. The only way I can put the top back on is to push it down onto
Push
the bear
it, do it.
horn. So unfortunately, I apologize in advance. Okay, there we go. Got it.
You scare
back
yourself
on.
The funny
every
part
time you
is,
do it.
it must be so much louder in your room because it's
Oh, it's
really
loud.
not that loud to us.
It's a good
and
gate.
you keep jumping.
Oh, it might be the gate. It could be the gate on the microphone. All right, I'm going to put this over here. Okay. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you very much. That was
Happy
very sweet
birthday,
of you. Appreciate
Love
that.
you lots.
These gifts, receipts, don't be needing those. I'll be keeping these items here.
Please just don't throw it in the trash, man.
I'm not going to throw it in the trash. I
Your
assure you,
gift.
I'm going to put the little boy, the little pee-pee alcohol boy, I'm going to put him on the shelf over here. I'll get the right spot for it.
Honestly, he's older than you are. It's a statue.
But he's a little boy in the form of a statue. Yeah. So all anybody's going to see, let's just say, let's say I was out in polite company and I'm talking with some people. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? How have things been? And I casually go over and push down on a little
Who
boy.
wants a shot? Yeah.
And
it comes
and
out of
urine comes out of this young boy.
But it's delicious whiskey.
And then I'm filling my cup with this. There's a lot of this that just
There's
isn't.
a lot of people who do the same thing, but they throw a penny backwards and make a wish. They don't have any comments about that? Little statue PP.
I could be on a list just for having this thing.
Oh, please,
but
you're not.
I think
You're fine.
All right, we're gonna find a spot. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
you so
Happy
much.
birthday. Thank you, Courtney, for the help. Mission Impossible.
Very, very sweet of you. I appreciate the thought that goes into this. C-Lane, thanks for nothing.
I actually, he'll be knocking on the door soon. I got you an actual little boy.
That one I'll keep.
No, you'll ignore it because the little girl you ignored and she needed help finding her parents.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. All right. And when we come back, we will get it. Somebody says Sabrina's mic sounds off. It's literally one of the only things that hasn't changed.
Oh, no.
So you're crazy.
Hello?
There's nothing wrong. No, there's nothing wrong with your mic, I don't think. Have you heard anything weird, Celine?
No, it's fine.
Don't let them trigger you. They're screwing around. You're saying your mic sounds normal. All right, quick break.
It's only one person getting triggered right now.
Everything sounds okay right now. Hello. All right, we're going to break that up.
When we come back, one thing that I wanted to tell you about, and this is it. Not even a little bit? Not.
No, it's scaring you more.
God, every time it gets me, and you guys haven't been phased even once by this thing.
I saw you grab it.
Did you?
Yes.
There's too many cameras in here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You did this. You did this.
Okay. All right. We got to take a break. We're going to take a break. When
Don't
we
get
come
triggered,
back,
Sabrina.
we got to get into a conversation about couples.
Great.
And what is appropriate and what is not appropriate. It's all based on something that happened to the president of France this weekend.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I want to go deep on this one and see what everybody thinks.
So deep.
We'll get our discussion on. I'll put this little boy away. And
Stop calling it a little boy. Now you're making it weird.
How else can I? What do I say?
It's a whiskey fountain.
Celine, do me a favor. What does this mean? Search for Bonnie Boy. BONNYBOY.
That's what the Chinese restaurant had.
No, that was a little fireman that peed on stuff. Search for Bonnie Boy. See, I watch it come back. Loved by pedophiles across the globe. Revered
if that's the
by.
case, then return it. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
The #1 drink dispenser from
That was
Nambla.
not the point of it.
In British English, Bonnie means pretty, handsome, or attractive. That's not a great thing. It's often used to describe children, especially boys. It can also be something to describe something pleasing to the eye.
I didn't know.
As a product, there is a Bonnie Boy liquor dispenser designed to resemble the Mannequin Pies fountain.
That's
Pies?
it.
Mannequin pies found. There you go. Boom.
Holy cow.
You love the mannequin pies.
I don't necessarily, but I'm happy today to be in this position. Okay, we got to make a couple tweaks. We'll be back. We got to talk about what's happening with the French president and his face and a whole bunch more. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic slowing down due to a disabled truck getting cleared up off to the shoulder on I-4 westbound approaching Maitland Boulevard. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. If I-4 is a part of your commute, there's no major problems on Florida's Turnpike. Traffic is up to speed on the beach line so far, but if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radios walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning, June 3rd.
At 8.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text EQUAL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text EQUAL to 321-321. That's EQUAL to 321-321.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crushyard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushyard.com/camps.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Your cruise is booked, but why rush to the port when you can start your vacation early? The legendary Cocoa Beach is your ultimate pre-cruise paradise, just minutes from Port Canaveral. Stretch out on sandy shores, surf some waves, or kayak with dolphins before you set sail. Need a hotel? Cocoa Beach has plenty, plus shuttle packages to get you to the ship on time. Why wait for the ship to start having fun? Book your adventure now at legendarycocobeach.com.
The riveting podcast, What Happened to Talina Czar, unravels the chilling mystery surrounding a woman's disappearance during the COVID-19 lockdown, the internet sleuths who wouldn't let it go, and the dark subcultures and betrayals they unearthed.
There were a lot of secrets that were very hard to find.
Listen to What Happened to Talina Czar on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow What Happened to Talina Czar and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips@the
On a Share the Show Tuesday. Thanks for being with us. The three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. You can find out more on the website. Where is that? It's at thenewsjunkie.com. Well, it was a nice and pleasant and rather quiet birthday for me yesterday. Now officially 44 years old, which...
You agreed to being 54 earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was like,
God. There was too many distractions at the time. I didn't realize what was going on. 44. I'm 44 years old. I don't necessarily feel a whole lot different, but I think that's just how it is now. I think we all think when we're 22, like, oh, if I wake up and I'm 44, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah. I feel exactly the same, baby. Like I'm looking at the same eyes, at the same world.
But a week ago, you couldn't walk.
This is very true.
That was different and unrelated, and now I am good to go. My feet are working, they are walking, and everything is coming up, Sean, at least for today so far. Save for maybe, I don't know, the future questions I'm going to have to ask about the gifts that Sabrina got me for my birthday. But other than that, all is well. All right, let's see what we got going on here. There is a video that's making the rounds of the president of France, Emmanuel Macron is his name. And he's the guy who's married to Bridget Macron. And Emmanuel Macron, or Macron as most people know him by, and his wife have been together for a long time. They met when he was just a child, which is a true story.
Was she also a child?
She was not. She was his teacher.
She was his teacher, and he was a kid. And then later on, thankfully, a little later on, they maneuvered together, and he is dating a woman who's quite older than him. And, he met her when he was 15, and she was 40 at the time. So he's quite younger than she is. But he was on his plane, the France Force One, or whatever the equivalent is, and he flies into Vietnam, and there was what I would call at the very least a very, very awkward moment that was caught on camera. Of course, he's the president of France. There's cameras everywhere. But people afterwards, and I think, and I'm being a little judgy here, many of them who have maybe not been in what you would call relationships before.
Okay.
They reacted to this video and they go, what? He's being abused by his wife. Old Lady Magoo, the woman that he's with, Bridget Macron, is beating up the president of France. How can we sit idly by and watch this go? My absolute favorite thing is, now they said she slaps him. She more grabs him by the face. And then my favorite thing in the world, he looks out the door of the plane.
Oh, the cameras are there. That's not the right accent. I'm sorry.
He notices the cameras are there, and he looks at the camera like, oh, hey, how you doing? Like, it's so over the top. All right, first we're going to watch for when he takes a hit. All right, there, right there.
Hi.
All right. So all happens very fast.
Hey.
You see him in the frame, and nobody else is seen there. And then, boom, his face gets pushed back as his wife's hand smashes into his face. Like it's somebody's birthday or a wedding, and they're pushing cake into your face, but no cake is in there. Just he's getting a hand to the face, and it shoves him back. But then he looks over at the camera, and he's like, well, hey there. Hey, how you doing? And then they come down the stairs together. But people were freaking out afterwards. They're like, oh, it's abuse. Oh, look what she did to him. She shoved him in the face.
Worst place to do that. You have the entire plane.
But I think, like, I thought about it afterwards, and when Courtney and I were talking about this, she goes, oh, and I said, there's a real dumb idea, a pernicious idea, if you will, a bad idea at play here. And I said, here's what that idea is, Courtney. You're allowed to touch me in my face. I don't. It's not like it's not a bad thing by default if you touch me in my face. What if I'm crap talking you? I'm like, babe, I'm going to push you down the stairs of this plane in front of all these cameras. What if I'm like making some dark joke about something, and then you go, you're not doing nothing, and then you push into my face, and then the whole world goes, he's getting beat by his old lady wife.
The only part that they saw was the push.
Can we go back to the push?
Yes.
I want to see, because I feel like we can tell what a jokey pushy is.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you mean to be playful and you're too intense about it. And that stuff happens.
There's more than one hand at play, too. So she got right here, both of them. Both
My
hands
favorite
push.
is a little wave to everybody after.
Push on his face, and it turns his face in the direction of the cameras, and then he sees them.
Oh, no. This is kind of looking like she was pissed.
He does a little, hey, guys, how you doing over there? Kind of look at the camera. And he afterwards like, oh, it's nonsense. It's a bunch of, malarkey. And I thought, like, I'm going to go with whatever they say. Like, I don't automatically look at a woman touching a man's face and go, this is abuse, because that's stupid. What a dumb, simplistic way to look at life. Where like every time one person touches another person's face, it's automatically an act of violence. What kind of weirdery is this? That's very strange. If Courtney grabbed me by the face and shoved me away, I probably was screwing with her. I was probably saying something about it. I don't know that I would go, oh, this is abusive. The whole thing's abusive. Gunny V says, not a time to play? Not a time to play on YouTube? What are you? What kind of pussy are you? Are you kidding me? We got to be serious about this. I'm
not getting a play vibe from him and his
reaction. Shoved on his face. He said they were playing around. He said it's nonsense. That's what he's claiming. He's like, we were just screwing around on the plane. Not a time to play around. This is like this idea that some things are so serious. Being the president is so serious that we can never joke around or screw around. Like, what you guys are roughhousing together? Oh, my God.
You.
Hey, brace yourself for this, everybody. Brace yourself for this. I'm going to take a wild guess here.
Brace.
I think they probably have sex, too.
Brace.
Yeah.
Brace.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And who knows who finishes where? You have no idea.
Okay,
all
chill
these things.
Out.
What? You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Presidents do it the same way every time in a sock.
I was transferring onto another topic entirely.
Oh.
I don't view this as something where like some of you are pearl clutching weirdos. Jason says, it was wrong, JFC. So what you're saying to me with zero context, and I want to know when you're criticizing this, I want to know everybody criticizing this, are you currently in a relationship? Yay or nay?
Yay.
And are you criticizing this? You're going to tell me if C-Lane was somewhere and he's around a corner like this and his wife kind of grabs him by the face and pushes him like that. This GFC or JFC. This is very serious. This is not a time for a mistake, and this is abusive. You don't know how relationships work, or you've been in the most milquetoast one ever, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, she didn't shove him down the plane steps for realsies. This is a couple playing around. If you can't determine the two things, especially when they tell you that one is the case, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, imagine Melania was screwing around and she pushed on Trump's face or something. They're playing around with each other. And then everybody
she doesn't
afterwards
like to touch him at all.
Too serious. This is domestic abuse. All you MAGA types would rightfully be saying that these people were weird, that they didn't know, that they've never interacted with somebody of the opposite sex. They've never been in a relationship where you toy around with each other, where you shove each other sometimes.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to go into a Matchbox 20 song or anything, but I'm saying, like, this is not that weird. It's not. And let's hear from the president of France. Is he speaking in French or English here? Okay. A video can be made to say a lot of nonsense. In these 3 videos, I picked up a tissue, shook someone's hand. Oh, damn, bro. In a row? That's rough. In these 3 videos, I picked up a tissue, shook someone's hand, and just joked around with my wife, as we often do. For me, it's been 3 weeks. If you look at the French president's international schedule, from Kyiv to Tirana to Hanoi, there are people who have watched videos and think that I shared a bag of cocaine. True. That did come up on this trip. That I had a one-on-one with the Turkish president.
That's a lot of rumors for one trip.
And that right now I'm having a fight with my wife. None of that is true, yet these 3 videos are real. Man, what a time. Everybody needs to calm down and focus on the real news, he says. All right, I want to hear you. I want to hear you if you believe that you could never do this, and it's just too far.
I'll tell you. I just sent you a video of when something like this, like what you're saying, has happened, and it was caught on video.
All right, let me see.
And that's when my girlfriend Nicole shoved
the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies
hit the floor. She shoved me.
Wait, what's happening here? It's very dark.
It's very dark. It's very zoomed in, but
all right. So this is you and your girlfriend on the couch.
The girlfriend's on the couch. The girlfriend and I am on the couch as well.
You are switching a lot of accents today,
and we are playing a game of name that actor in what movie.
All right, and you fall over,
and her excitement because she won the game, she kicked me off the couch, and I fell into a table. And there's Carl trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
This is actually a good example, okay? Even though it's the blurriest video I've ever seen in my entire life.
I had to zoom in from the cat cam.
It's actually a great example of the camera capabilities of the Nokia 5160.
This is a great example. Hold on, we take a quick break. I wanna hang on this and continue this discussion in just a second here, because some of you guys are really weird, really, really weird, and I want to get a little further down into this. So we'll talk about that here momentarily. We got to talk about the hurricane season starting. For God's sake, we're already behind. I don't want to get yelled at. So quick break. We'll come back with all that and more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classical.
For today, we are going to be expecting the return of hot and humid temperatures. Plan for a high of around 93 degrees today in Orlando, with feels like temperatures around the upper 90s and even into the low 100s. We'll also see the return of afternoon showers.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Blindster.com's Memorial Day sale is on. Save up to 50% site-wide. As a family-owned business, we make custom blinds, shades, and shutters designed to fit your windows and your life. Hurry, the sale ends May 29, only at Blindster.com.
Go, Mike!
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes.
How are we? How's everything sound? Introducing Skull Mic Camera. From down low to up high, all points in between, we now have a Skull Mic Camera. How's everything sounding? Huh? Better? Hang on. Do I have to refresh this every time? If so, lame. But now I've got chat on my phone, so I don't have to bend down over there. 2 minutes. Everything look okay? Sound okay? How about during the segment? Was the audio not clipping like it was before? And if so, some of you tell me, like, is it too loud now? Is it, too quiet? Where are we at? Still got my birthday gift bag. Now this is a skull. So much better? Everything's better? Sounds great? Well, there's no delay on this because this is a different skull mic setup. I could even show you things like, look, an area of the studio you've probably never seen. If I go back over here, I mean, what a world. Okay, hang on, we gotta go.
Or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now or visit
TobaccoFreeFlorida.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
Learn more about everything happening viral in the world, which is what we do here each day. Learn more about the show. The website is thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Skull Mike now has a skull cam, which
cool.
was one of the upgrades I did during the weekend that follows me around the studio, and it is a good time. If you've never checked out the video portion of this show, this is a show that you can listen to on this fine radio station. You can subscribe via podcast. It's free that way. And also, you can watch us streaming on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. And if you're doing so, you'll tune into the studio. You'll see us all. There's a whole production, and we're always taking things up a notch around here.
Yeah.
So do come check us out. Go to youtube.com/thenewsjunkie or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Some of you, however, are really letting me down on this French president thing. I think it's because you hate France, and I don't blame you. France is a little big for its britches. France should be a little more thankful to American intervention over the years, I say. And I agree with you. Maybe like Macron could be a little annoying. He's a little man-lit dude, and I get it. But when you watch a video of him with his wife putting her hands in his face, and the only outcome you can have is that this is a secretly abusive relationship, and his old lady wife is abusing him, I think you're weird. I honestly do. I think that you maybe haven't had a lot of normal relationships. Sabrina sends over the video where it's her on the couch with her girlfriend. They're screwing around. They're playing a game. And then her girlfriend like kicks her off of the couch joking around.
Yeah. But it was a launch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she knew her own strength at that point. I also didn't know how close the coffee table was. So I had flown off in a very dramatic manner.
But doesn't it show you that like everything devoid of context can be turned in stupid ways? Like you can take that and go, look at this abusive insanity that's like, this is ridiculous.
I could have, absolutely. Instead I put let the bodies hit the flow in the background.
Too many people think everything that they see is like some illegal, nefarious action. If you're in a relationship with somebody, it's totally normal
to hit each other.
To wrestle around and play games and touch each other's faces and do all of these things. It's a total normal thing to do, okay? Jay Henson says, none of us were there, so we're all assuming. I am not assuming as much as you are assuming. Do you understand that? I am not assuming as much as you are assuming. I am saying that these two adults involved in this situation both have agency, right? They're human beings. And I'm saying I watched what happened, and it didn't look that bad to me. It just looked awkward. And then
it looked more embarrassing. Like he went, "Oh, we were doing this, and we got caught doing it."
Now let's just devil's advocate for a second here, Sean, because I know what your stance is. However, considering his position, and literally, like not only where he is politically positioned, but physically, there is press. They're open up the France Force One.
Yeah.
What else? How else would you excuse it?
I would say
do you want to make it more of a giant story than it already is, or do you want to we were playing around.
Well, to go back to my point, I think these are two people with agency, and I listen to them. Right? Like, what do they say? He's like, we were screwing around. You people are weird. Just like when you thought I was doing cocaine at that meeting. It's weird. You're making these things up. And I would say to Sabrina's statement, it's sort of like the difference between backstage and on stage.
Mm-hmm.
If you're backstage somewhere, sometimes you're like
Stage
screwing
left or
around and
stage
stuff.
right?
And you're like behind the curtain messing around with stuff. And then you go, okay, here we go. And then you walk out on the stage and it's a different world. I view that as the same thing.
It kind of reminds me of the You're in Demand audio. The lady that was just leaving a voicemail. And
Professional
she was a
voicemail.
professional voicemail and then started talking to her cat, which I would never want to be caught on a hot mic talking to my dog.
Oh, no.
My wife sometimes, because there's some
sounds ridiculous.
There's some playful, ridiculous talk.
Yes, and
between
what would
my
you
wife and
do
I.
if you heard that stuff? Would you go, "Oh, the childish adolescence"? And some of you
And their
continue
parents,
on with this.
Paul?
Some of you continue on with this, saying like they're on a presidential airplane. It's very serious stuff. What is going on in your world? What's happening with you? This is the one Celine was talking about, where this lady recorded her professional voicemail, and she had her little sweet dog with her, and she started singing a song to her dog.
You're in demand, my little boo-boo.
I didn't know you still had
You're
this.
in demand,
Oh, yeah.
my
little berry kings.
You're in demand, my little bear.
You're so sweet.
Sweet, my little Care Bear.
My little Care Bear. You think that lady's weird now because you caught a moment of her just opening herself up and
Plot
being sweet with a
twist.
dog?
She was talking to her dead dog.
Or are you going to be like, hey,
that's why it's so in demand.
Actually, this woman should be more serious about things. We should never, because we take everything serious all the time. We should
right.
never screw around, never have any fun.
Suckers.
Yeah, only by the way, just for the record, in case there's any cameras that pop on at any time, only missionary and ask for consent between strokes. Okay, that's the only thing you could possibly do, because everything else would be you looking at a situation and going, I see terrible happening there. And they're like,
May I?
I'm sorry, we were just screwing around.
May I?
That's the way people must view life, or some of these folks. Like, that's the way you must view life. Got Crypto on Twitch says, like I said, it's impossible to know from this one tiny interaction and not having a close relationship with the people involved. So mass shouldn't be a story, just endless speculation. I don't know if she made a quote. I mean, maybe she thinks like this is already out of hand. And just like we're all saying, like I know those of you who actually have had a real relationship have had a moment where you were playing around with your significant other in public, and then somebody looked at you and you go, they don't understand. They don't understand the context. They don't understand. And I can't explain it to them. It's not going to make sense. But the world you live in, where every time somebody puts their hand on another person's face, that is automatically abuse, is Weirdoville. Population U. That is a weird place to be. And if, like, I had to tell Courtney, I was like, you can touch my face. You're allowed to touch my face. You've earned the right to touch my face and do a bit, make a joke, do a thing, whatever you want.
Like, as soon as she touches your face, you're going to touch her face?
I wouldn't. I have. I can't. I do a thing sometimes, and I'm very hesitant to use it more than I do, because it is a jarring thing.
Okay.
But I like, when I catch her yawning, I like to shove a finger in her mouth.
My wife does the same thing, and she goes, dominance.
I find it funny too. And I find it to be like, you're completely unable to defend yourself because your eyes close a lot of the time, and you're like, wah! I
hope both of them projectile vomit on you next time you try that.
Maybe I'm risking it. But if somebody watched that and was like,
what do you
Sean
mean both
is
of them?
beating
My
Courtney.
wife does it to me.
I hope that you projectile.
Yeah, it's backwards. Yeah,
And if she had done it to me today, chances are I would have projectile vomited on her.
JD By says, oh my God, they're human. Yes. Thank you. Normal people, rejoice. These are regular people doing regular things. Now, if somebody was doing this a bunch of times, or if she like open hand slapped him, or if she punched him, or like the rest of it, yes, there's nuance and there's all these other things. But there's also just these weirdo pearl clutchers who are constantly looking for something to be perturbed by. Good God. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. A little bit too much. I need something to calm me down just a little.
You're in
bit.
demand,
Where's
my
Pee-Pee
little
Boy?
boo-boo. You're in demand, my little berry babe. You're in demand, my little bear. You're so sweet, my little Care Bear. My little Care Bear.
Thank you. The world's right again. I feel good. The little pee-pee boy's over here, just for the record, just so you know.
Curious what that stream is like.
I think it's better than you would imagine. Should I try it out?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I can't believe it's a whole liquor bottle. I thought it was just like one shot at a time.
No, I got it on top of the bar right now, and it's straight up. You could put an entire bottle of liquor in there.
Let's go, baby.
And then this little pee-pee boy that's on there, you push the button, and it allows the urine, or in this case, the alcohol, to flow into your cup. And then somebody might watch that and think, well, that's weird. But they don't, again, they don't know what's going on. They don't know. They're just pearl clutching and judging from a distance. It's truly a shame. When we come back, the hurricane season is underway.
Yeah.
What does this mean for us? We'll talk about that. We got to talk about somebody who had a really big mistake happen in their life this weekend. We got a lot going on a Share the Show Tuesday. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The all-new and improved iHeartRadio app is now available with all new features. Download it for free and make Real Radio 104.1 your number one.
Traffic's starting to pile up on Orange Blossom Trail.
Skull Mike Squad. We got a little break going. Got a little bit of a break going. I like having chat with me now, so I can see what's going on and what you're saying. I will not be doing any jumping jacks. Awesome upgrade. Skull Mike camera is dope. Share the Tacos Tuesday. Tanya says it's perfect. Am I getting fresh comments? Let's see what you're saying. Ryan says, where's the tip jar? The tip jar for me is Secret Shows, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And I also have a new magnet to show off because we got a merch drop coming up very soon. Very, very soon. Alicia says, show Bob's. I am not going to be showing you any Bob's, boobs, or otherwise. What do you do for the live audio visualizer, says Nathan, during these segments? I forgot. It's an OBS plugin that takes the Skull mic down here and just shows you that the audio is going. Because when there was no video, I wanted to make sure that people would know what was happening. Like, hey, there's a person talking here. Basically because you can't have, if you want a stream that's going to get more attention, which I think this stream should. I think this should be an even more popular stream. Am I right? You need to have things going on. Hi? What are you doing?
I'm going.
Where are you going? How fast are you planning on running out there?
I can't tell you.
Oh, okay. You're on camera right now.
Oh, no, I'm not.
It's not pointing at you yet, though. If I go over there, it will, though. Like I have it phone.
Where's the little pea guy?
Where's what?
Little
Oh, you want to see the pea guy?
Yeah.
Hang on. It's Bonnie Boy. Bonnie Boy. What do you think? It needs some batteries.
Hey, it's cool. It's you have lots of penis stuff in your.
It's not all penis stuff. Here it is. What do you think, people? See? He's a little bit fat, isn't he? No, look at him from the side.
He's poofing his tongue.
I don't know. It's something. All right, where are you going?
I can't tell you that.
Tell me, I want the exact coordinates.
You have it on your phone.
I don't have your coordinates on my phone.
Oh, I turned it on, so you should.
Oh, I never looked. Because I trust. Okay. See you later, alligator. Love you.
Love you too, baby.
Bye. Be safe, please. Boner boy got cakes. Don't make it weird. Okay? Don't make it weird, please. Don't touch your face, Sean. Like, imagine I would have
grabbed her face when I was talking like that. And some of you would have been like, oh my God, the level of abuse that's happening here. It's really, really sad. Loose Neutral says track lighting. First of all, don't look up there. Second of all, if you knew what it took to light a room like this and still make it kind of normal, your world would be different. Your world would be very different. All right, here we go. Can you see this? You see these? The final Skull Mike Squad stickers. If you subscribe to secret shows on thenewsjunkie.com, if you're already a subscriber, you can gift them. Click the gift icon to gift it to some anonymous users, random users. You'll get emails when they claim them, by the way. So you see it's all above board. Get the last 30. There's only 30 left. Get them now. 3 minutes. Dude, I used to stream. I know what it takes. It looks very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Angie says, love the studio. Very nice. Sean says, still waiting on mine. I promise you, as soon as these ones go out, I'll send every single one of them that's on my desk. I had this weekend, you see the old, these are the old Mac Minis that ran a lot of stuff on the show. There's 1, 2, and 3 right here. And I swapped those out for a beautiful rack mount that is going on in the studio. And I think that it is an improvement, and that's why I was very worried this morning about a lot of stuff going wrong. But show your appreciation, say late happy birthday, subscribe to secret shows, or gift secret shows. You'll get a shout out on the show if you do. I'll check those. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to secret shows on thenewsjunkie.com. You get this plus a magnet. When these go, if they go today, if all the rest of the 30 Skull Mike Squad stickers go, I will reveal to you right here the new magnet for Game of Magnets. Ryan says, the eye contact has me dealing with some new feelings. Does it make it weird? Does it make it like kind of awkward or strange at all? Does it make it more weird? I don't know. I think it's fine. Sean is normalizing abusive relationships. LOL, he's been victimized. Please! Tell me you've never been in a real relationship without telling me you've never been in a real relationship. 1 minute, folks. How do we get stickers? I wasn't listening. Subscribe to Secret Shows for the Skull Mike Squad stickers. Subscribe to Secret Shows. If you're already a subscriber, gift. Hit the gift icon at thenewsjunkie.com. We're coming back. We're coming back. Come on. Down here. Get down.
Great hands. These guys have been doing this since 1959, 65 years, making sure that Floridians are safe in their homes, and they do it with great craftsmanship and tons of integrity. Not to mention they serve all of Central Florida, and they even offer no interest financing. Call these guys for an estimate today. They run the cleanest site in the business. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's EustaceRoofing.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the new...
YouTube. Search for The News Junkie, The News Junkie, or youtube.com/The News Junkie, twitch.tv/The News Junkie, and always when we are live, the link is up on top of the website. So easy to find when you go to thenewsjunkie.com, The News Junkie with an IE on the end.com. You'll see, hey, we're live. Hang on, I checked that, but hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, it is. It says live, click here to watch, right on the top of the website, okay? You see our three beautiful faces.
Look at that.
You see, click here to watch, and presto bango, you can see how you can join us on the show anytime we're actually live on thenewsjunkie.com. All right. One thing, I'm done with these stories, and I want people to be done with these stories too. Sometimes I selfishly want you to be weaponized, all right? Everybody out there to combat dumb stuff like this. Because when I see these stories, I say, I know how to end this immediately. When I see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stories of a particular type and it's dumb, I know how to end it immediately. If you start every story that you see like this, posting dumb and boring, 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 as a response, people will stop posting them. The news outlets will stop posting these stories if you just troll along and say, when they post this story, go dumb and boring, dumb and boring, dumb and boring. It'll work.
That's why I'm doing a service online all the time.
C-Lane does this on his own. Dumb, boring. And this is the latest one that I've seen. And it says, McDonald's customer cries, you should be ashamed after value meal is $19.60. And
where's the value part of that?
A frustrated diner has blasted McDonald's for an alleged price spike on a beloved combo meal, they say. Now, first things first, what combo meal are we talking about? Is this really beloved or not? Are we talking about the fish sandwich? Because I don't beloved that.
Probably
I'm not a fan.
Your Big Mac?
This is the double cheeseburger meal, which I get behind it.
Are you talking about
rock it.
2 patties, or are you talking about 2 cheeseburgers?
2 cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, no. This is a little confusing. The double cheeseburger meal is 1 double cheeseburger.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And then there was another meal there used to be called the 2 cheeseburgers meal.
Okay. So there's a different thing. There's 2 cheeseburgers and then the double cheeseburger meal, which is like 1 burger, 2 patties. This person wanted to get the double cheeseburger meal because they're 5 years old and also like me.
There's nothing wrong with 2 cheeseburgers.
They wanted to upgrade their their drink to a larger drink, a high C orange fountain drink, which I order sometimes, and I love it. It's such a trick. It's such a trap. I put it out, and I've got my McDonald's. It's like once every 2 months when we feel a little hungover or something and order some McDonald's. I put my high C orange out on the counter with the straw in it, and I'll take a sip, and I'll be like, oh.
Delish.
It's just right. Oh, so good. And then Courtney will come along and be like, oh, yeah. And she'll try to take a sip of it and then realize she realizes it's not carbonated. And she's like, what? This is grotesque. And she hates it. But boy, do I love it. It makes me feel like a kid all over again. Anyhow, I digress. The meal cost this person at McDonald's $19.60. And so hence all the articles go, everything's so expensive, which it is to a certain extent. You could complain about like inflation and all those things. And you're right. Things are more expensive. Hopefully those prices will come down. But a lot of this is just whiny people who they were sitting on their couch. They're probably across the street from a McDonald's. They're sitting on their couch and they're watching whatever on Netflix. And they say, I'm going to order my double cheeseburger meal. And then you pay a little bit more. You start off paying a little bit more in most cases on DoorDash. So you put it in your cart on DoorDash. There's an elevated cost because you're not using McDonald's app. You're using the DoorDash app. Then you have the DoorDash charge. Then you have like extra taxes and stuff. Then you have your delivery fee. You know, they juice it out of you, buddy. They go from top to bottom and they really get you as much as they possibly can. And then at the end of the day, when it shows up at your house, you go, I can't believe a McDonald's value meal is now $19.60. It's not.
If you're going to complain about it online, screenshot your receipt.
Yeah. They did. To their credit.
What do you have it? Because I'm curious what the complaint is.
Hang on.
Now, fees, I can, understand. A value meal just for 2 cheeseburgers and the drink, $20 seems insane.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's from a delivery service, I want to see those service fees. Now, if this is coming from McDonald's end, then I think there is a little room for being
it's not, though.
perturbed.
No, it's straight up DoorDash. Here's the receipt. I've got it here. Let me read this to everybody.
Enhance.
Here is the receipt, and it's straight up from DoorDash. It's not McDonald's, even though it is $9 for a value meal or $8 or $7. It's more expensive than it used to be in the golden days of the golden arches. But the fact is, all this whining is because you want a limo for your burrito. That's what it is. You want to order the thing, and then you want to have it brought directly to you, and then everybody nickels and dimes. And these Silicon Valley companies juice the world for your laziness. And when they do that, you go, well, food has gotten so much more expensive. No, these greedy tech companies that want to pile on extra money on every single purchase have made you okay with doing this, apparently. 1 double cheeseburger meal, high C orange, large French fries, $9.39. Okay, you're already paying more than you would pay at McDonald's. It's more. Delivery fee was supposed to be $3.49. They got a $1 off deal. Fees and estimated tax. God only knows where these things go to. $4.22. Dasher tip, $2.50. Total $19.60. $1 off $18.60. So they go, $19.60? Boy, that is really... Yes, it is. It's too expensive for any fast food. It's too expensive for McDonald's. So get off your ass. And if you live in a city center, walk your happy ass, get some nice little steps in, get some exercise in, over to the McDonald's, or wait until you're driving around. Maybe you're out and about on the day. Go get the food yourself or take the hit. If you want to order these ways, it's totally fine. It's more than fine. You're actually sometimes helping out the drivers and stuff, and they can get these jobs where they do their own thing.
Getting?
Yeah, in this case, it's a little cheap, I think. It's a little bit cheapskate is what I was going to say. A little bit cheap, but you can do that. But don't afterwards go, oh, it's all so expensive in 2025. It is, but it's not $19 for a value meal.
No, now it was $18.60. They got that $1 off the delivery fee.
Good.
This is laziness, and then people complaining about it afterwards. You can be lazy, or you could like the convenience. It doesn't even have to be lazy. Sometimes you just want to enjoy yourself and not go pick something up when it's 1,000,000 degrees outside. But don't whine about it afterwards. It's just really, really weird. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your video or audio dispatch right now. Watching the tropics is not something I want to say this early in the year. It's only in the middle of May, end of May, actually coming down to the end of May now. And the National Hurricane Center is saying that we're ready. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. The official start is not until June 1st, technically, but there are already 2 tropical waves out there that they're keeping their eye on over at the National Hurricane Center. One's in the Central Atlantic. The other's in the Caribbean, from the south of the Dominican Republic, southward to northwestern Venezuela. They're both kind of floating around out there already.
Oh, I think it's going to be an S show.
I don't want to hear
hot
that.
It is already.
It's hot, but it took a long time to get hot. I think this year has been cooler than.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, it was 2 weeks ago.
We had a couple extra cold pops.
Yeah, it has been
for 2 seconds. It has been smoldering.
Well, I mean, it is summer in the state of Florida for us. So it's a sunshine state, baby, and it does get warm during the summer. But I feel like it's been a cooler year until now. And now this weekend there was a couple of days when we were out and about, and I go, let's get back inside.
You know how I know how hot it is? Because all of the devices that I have in my car dashboard, that is the phone holder, the new CarPlay thing Radio Michael 7 got me for my birthday.
Nice.
And my rear view mirror all melted off.
Oh, really? Just dropping off the car?
I opened the car and they're all off of their suction cup plastic tree.
Oh,
And
You
yeah.
have a
it's
suction
everywhere.
cup rear view mirror?
Yeah, because my rearview mirror fell off.
You gotta cock it. You gotta really, if you want to go, you
I'm
gotta
not
go.
Cocking anything. I'm gonna trade this damn car in any second now. Love you, girl, but it's time.
Don't do it if you're gonna trade it in. But if you were dedicated to another 10 years, if you cock anything to the car, it will stay. I know this from experience. I had that. You know,
Sean had a car that he cocked everything to.
I did.
A cock car?
I did. It's got a cock car, and I went through a car wash, and it took off the little fin thing on the top of my Genesis.
Caulk.
And I cocked that sucker right back on.
Cock it.
I just took the cock out, grabbed it in my hands, and put it I squirted it all around the periphery of the shark's
That's
fin.
sticky.
And I pushed it on there and then wiped the cock off. And that son of a bitch has not so much as shifted or moved in the slightest of ways since I did that. It's been pretty impressive, honestly. So that's one way you could do it. But the hurricanes are coming, whether we like it or not. It's happening. It's going down. And we're going to see some this year. What are they saying? 2025, they say it will be an above average hurricane season. But I have a bit of a conspiracy theory here, if I might.
Of course, yeah.
Okay?
Makes
If I
sense.
might, I feel like...
It wouldn't be the show without Sean's conspiracy theory.
I feel like I'm not much of a conspiracy guy, but I feel like if you work at NOAA, N-O-A-A, it's the outlet that tells you all about hurricanes. Great people doing great work.
Nice
I
guys.
salute you. I don't want you to get those and all that, right? But I feel like NOAA, once they start going, well, we got a pretty dangerous, well above average season for hurricanes going on here. We're predicting about 13 to 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. I feel like once NOAA goes up like that, they can't really come back down. They can't. Because if they go, guys, this year is a breeze without the exaggerated wind. This is going to be so nice. There will be one storm. It won't even be named. It's going to be an embarrassingly tiny storm. And don't even worry about getting batteries or toilet paper or anything. We're good to go. I don't think they could do that. I think it's like the climate change doomers. Once you go full climate change doomer, I don't think you can roll back. I think you have to be like, well, wait, just you wait. Mega super hurricanes are coming soon, and it's going to wipe us all out.
Here I am.
We're all toast. We're all done for. But we'll see if they're right. They predicted an above average season. C-Lane, I don't know who you have to ask this. Is this an
Brooks.
AI thing? Look at National Hurricane Center prediction for 2024 versus what actually happened. All right. I'm not coming down on the nerds over there. They're pretty smart people. I respect the people.
Mike's weather page. I like Mike.
I know. I like him too. He's good. Independent dude. I like that. But the National Hurricane Center and NOAA, what did they predict in 2024, and what do we actually have? Should we be respecting these predictions at all, or what?
All right. In 2024, NOAA predicted an above-average Atlantic hurricane season.
Okay.
Forecasting 8 to 13 hurricanes, with 4 to 7 being major. So we have 8 to 13 named storms.
All right.
4 to 7 major.
Damn, so that this year is supposed to be a lot worse because they're saying not 8 to 13, they're saying 13 to 19 hurricanes, named storms, and then 6 to 10. Wow, wait, 13 to 19 named storms. How many named storms were last year? I apologize.
They forecasted 8 to 13.
8 to 13. Okay, so this
4
is
to
13
7.
to 19. All right, and then 6 to 10. So 13 to 19, 16 to... So this year they're saying it's going to be a whole lot worse. How accurate were they last year?
The actual season saw 11 hurricanes.
All right.
5 of them were major.
So is that both within range?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, then. All right. You know, I got to give credit where credit's due. You got it. You locked it in. Will you this year? I don't know. It's a moving target, but I don't want to hear about hurricanes just yet. I don't want to hear about the hurricane rolling off the coast.
Bud.
And I would
Too
like
late.
to.
The most recent time NOAA predicted a below normal Atlantic hurricane season
Was, let me guess, 1989.
No. Closer.
Damn it.
2001.
96.
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Google this for me. Normally I would just say this, but I don't feel like doing that. What year did An Inconvenient Truth with Al Gore come out? What year did this come out? All right. You said 2013 was the last time they did a less than normal?
2006.
Oh, this was even after that? All right. Okay. I don't want them to be right. I hope that they're absolutely unbelievably wrong and we get no storms. But I am going to, today, right here, right now, institute the hurricane firewall, which hereby will block all storms from the southeastern United States and ricochet them to our friends in the northeastern United States.
Okay.
I am sorry to our listeners in New York. We've got many people who are listening to this show in New York, in multiple markets there. And I apologize in advance. This is just going to open the door for negotiations, right? And we may be able to take this back down. But for now, the wall is up. We're blocking southeastern United States hurricanes. We're ricocheting them up to you. I'm sorry. We've paid our price. We've paid our penance. And now it's time for you to pay a little bit. I hope it's not too bad. Quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you have going on in your world. We're going to talk before too long about the award show last night. So some people discussing that. I don't know if you got that in the next episode. Yeah, no.
No award show that I'm aware of.
No award show. Okay, the American Music Awards. Because I don't want to knock it out right before your segment. I don't want to do that.
Please do.
We'll talk about that at some point. We'll also talk about Trump had that big crypto event where it was really, really expensive to get people there. And they talked about what was in their swag bags. You guys got to hear what was in these swag bags. There was a lot of discussion about this. We'll talk about that as well. There's a lot more on the way, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Real talk, fake maturity. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
The right lane's blocked on State Road 434 eastbound at Wakiva Springs Road. There's a crash getting cleared up on the beach line eastbound at I-95 exit 42. Keep an eye out for emergency vehicles and police activity on the roadways. A disabled truck's getting cleared up off to the shoulder now on I-4 westbound before Maitland Boulevard. And there's still some slowdowns on I-4 through that Lake Buena Vista area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866.
Okay. Hang tight. Let's go, Mike. We are moving and grooving. %40 of Trump's wealth was created only in the last 4 months. Neat. If that's true, and it might be, it very well could be. If that's true, that could absolutely be temporary wealth. And a lot of the crypto-related stuff is. Because, like, the Trump coin thing will skyrocket, and then, like everybody else knows, it'll come crumbling back to earth. Unless they sell it. Who knows? Courtney says, it's a steamy out. What should I say to Courtney? She said, it's a steamy out. What should my response be? Sean, can you do a skull cam backflip? No. No, I cannot do that. Studio looks great, Sean. Thank you. I was being sarcastic. He made all of his wealth on the crypto. People are literally paying for access to the U.S. president. Most corrupt administration in history. Don't people usually do that, though? Like, not that I disagree. Honestly, not that I disagree. But isn't it kind of accepted that people pay for access to the president? Like when Biden was in office, weren't they doing the same kind of like meals and events and $10,000 a plate, this and that? I think they were. I think we've been doing this for a long time. She said it's steamy out. Somebody said no shit Warlock. I'm going to say no shit. Damn it, shot. No shit, Warlock. All right, sent it. Look at that moving camera, kind of like I'm on a boat. BDM Ex-Con says, what about Hunter's paintings? Well, I mean, they would tell you that that wasn't really about access to the White House, but I just don't trust that people liked Hunter Biden's paintings that much. Ryan says, Sean doesn't think the U.S. president having an alternative currency named after him is a problem. When did I say that? When did I say that? Cryptocurrency in general causes a lot of problems, I think. One, after the President of the United States of America as a cash grab, absolutely is problematic, I think. And I just don't know that we have enough in place legally to stop stuff like this. The crypto market is still largely unregulated. Maybe that's good right now. I don't know. I wouldn't invest that much in it. This is off the chains insane. Blatant corruption and bribery, says Kubernetes. Jason says, I don't think it's fair to compare Trump with Biden. Trump is way, way more over the top. Every president from here on out will be moving like Trump is moving right now. Every president from here on out, it'll be a slew of executive orders, even more so than we've seen in the past 20 years. It'll be exactly like this. And if it's not, the Democrats are retarded, right? This is the pace that's being set right now. And if you didn't have a skeleton in office for 4 years before this, you probably could have got more done. The president of the modern age is all money-based? Maybe. Yeah, I mean, of course it is. Yeah. Who's the last poor guy to be president? Who's the last poor guy? Anybody know? You don't fight evil by becoming evil? What? Uber Eats in Chipotle last night. $36.23 for one bowl with steak, guac, queso, chips, and queso. Restaurant's 4 minutes from my house. Took 45 minutes to deliver. The $36 is maybe less offensive than the 45 minutes to deliver. That's nuts. Alicia says, I watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary over the weekend. It was really good. I've heard positive things, Alicia. Come on. We're coming back.
You can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
iHeartRadio's got you covered for the summer. Sail on with commercial-free weekends on Yacht Rock Radio. Roll down the windows for road trips with summer playlists like Summer Classics.
Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
for being with us. We appreciate you. Learn more and, in fact, dive into the studio with us by going over to YouTube or Twitch, and you can find the link for the live stream. Whenever we're live, the link is live up on top of the newsjunkie.com. I don't know if you guys do this. I will never not do this. Okay, I don't care how people are getting all judgy about the French president getting grabbed by the face by his old wife. I don't care about all these different kind of judgy things that are happening out there. I will forever have fun in my relationships by trolling my significant other in the most minor of ways. I love it.
I love a good troll.
I love to do it. I have lots of very, very, very minor ones that are only great because I do them over long periods of time.
Long haul.
Courtney has a fear of every sewer grate that exists in the United States of America. Every one of them. Every sort of sewer grate type thing.
Including manhole covers?
Manhole covers, all of them. And so when we're out walking around, I always jump on the sewer grates. I will run full speed and
That's probably how you hurt your damn foot last time.
I will jump down on the sewer grates, and she's like, "What time you're going to fall through there?" And I go, "It will be hilarious. I will be the one laughing harder than anybody else if I run and jump," because she thinks that something bad's going to happen. Because one time, lady was walking next to me. We were walking Lady the dog, and we didn't see it. And she went over to one of the sewer grades, and her legs just fell down. And she just went, just like,
did she freak out? That's got to be alarming for a dog.
I think she just stopped. We weren't going very fast. And Courtney always says, like, "Don't walk on those. What are you doing? You're risking fate, Sean, by walking on those." I love it. I do it all the time, and it never gets old to me.
Risk,
and
fate, risk, fate,
she will have, Sabrina, the ultimate revenge that one day that I try this, and I'm like, here we go. And I go, here we go. And I jump, and the thing flies through and rips Sean. And she goes, "I told him."
I hope there's video of it so I can edit the little Mario sound in. The
Mario died. All the effects.
We'll grab it from the game, guys.
I'm pretty sure I just nailed it there. So you can use what I've offered up if you'd like. In Chicago, there's a reason why I bring this up. Because I know you guys must be curious, too. You ever look down in the sewers?
Oh, yeah.
Ever give the sewers a good look?
Day.
See what's going on down there and wonder. It's probably somebody living in there. We've had stories about that on the show before. And there's a guy who decided to put himself underneath a sewer grate in Chicago. It was by the Red Line station. If you're familiar with the L, that's elevated L, the L train in Chicago. It's their major transport. And by the Red Line station, this guy goes underneath one of those sewer grates. And he starts popping shots off at people. He's got a gun. He's in the sewer grate with a gun. And he's firing off shots at people who are walking by. And I got to tell you, this means something to me, maybe not you. But it was 8 a.m. when this was happening.
All right.
That seems way too early to be shooting at people through the sewer grate. I'm going to go ahead and say that this could have waited for hours and hours more. But 8 a.m. this was happening.
Is it just me, or does it kind of seem like there's a level of skill required to do that? Because there's a lot of places where that bullet could ricochet, and the sewer's not a big place. So if that thing's bouncing around on there, ding, 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 that might not be very good for you.
How did that sound again?
Ding, 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 ding.
That's what was happening. Let's see what they say here. This is from WGN Television talking about this dude.
Here at 9 o'clock, Chicago police say a man fired shots this morning through a sewer grate near the Red Line entrance on State Street. They believe
they just show the sewer grate on the street. You imagine you're just walking along and you go, "What was that? Was that somebody just shoot a gun at me or something?" Yeah, somebody's below the sewer grate.
Climbed into a restricted area, fired up through the grate toward the street. No one was hit, though, by those bullets. Police responded, took the man into custody. They also recovered that gun. Charges against the man are pending.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't want people shooting through the sewer grates.
Look at how much of that grate there is, though. Look, there's a lot of metal.
Territory. And that would be the greatest one ever. If I was running, I was like,
ricocheted right back to him, you mean?
He's just shooting himself down there. But if I'm walking along and I go, "Uh-oh, Courtney, there's a sewer grate coming up," and I go, it's a me, and I jump and I plow down to the sewer grate, and this guy is below there, and he goes, here it is, here's my opportunity, and he just blasts me. I'll have it coming. She'll go, I told him it was going to happen. I knew it was going to go down like this, and here we are. She was right. When that happens, you could tell her. We got to talk about the American Music Awards. I don't know why, but some weird stuff went down. People were, some of them at least, watching. I don't know what to do with this anymore. My only favorite thing from the American Music Awards this year was there was a guy, I think it was that, who's the makeup influencer guy who's kind of controversial, real
Jeffrey
controversial?
Or James Charles?
That one, James Charles. I think it was him. Not 100%. Think it was him. You see somebody go up through the red carpet line. Let's say it's a big star. I'm making this up, okay?
Okay.
Let's say it's Brad Pitt. What do you hear when Brad Pitt is on the red carpet?
Show your age a little less.
What do you hear when Zendaya is on
camera? Snapping. Snap.
Oh my God. We have to stop with sound effects, guys.
You hear all of the people taking pictures. All those flashes are going off as people are taking pictures of that celebrity. Next celebrity comes up. Chaperone. Oh my God, you're Chaperone. Oh my God. James Charles comes up, stops, poses.
Anything? Nothing.
Not a single shutter.
How did he get invited?
I don't know. Not a single shutter. And I said, maybe everybody's gone digital. But then the next person popped up. All over again. All right back to it. Everybody wanted the photo again. So that was my favorite part. But it's a little esoteric.
I'm really good at it.
A bit random. Yeah, I like that. You didn't hear any of those. Although to get you on a technicality, we don't really need to hear those at all these days. There's no reason to hear that.
It makes the photographers feel better.
It does. It's like we are actually doing something here until you don't hit it, and then the person knows you're not taking pictures. All right, quick break. We'll talk more about what happened, what are the J-Lo controversial things, and a bunch of other stuff that happened at the award show that maybe you didn't watch. Well, also, though, when we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Shakira's hips may not lie, but boy, are they hurting after she took quite the spill at a concert over the weekend. The marketing for Final Destination has either gone too far or life is imitating art AF. Plus, we bid adieu to Phil Robertson, who over the weekend got quacked. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And today features another day with hot and humid temperatures. Highs will be approaching the mid-90s with feels like temperatures right around the low 100s. And we'll even see the return of some afternoon showers and storms. We're looking at around a 40 to 50% chance of rain. Hot and humid temperatures will continue through the end of this week with highs staying right around the low to mid-90s with daily...
Hang tight. Hang on. All right, the next episode is coming up in just a moment. Hello, Skull Cam Squad. How are you? I think there's still 20 of these left, so 10 of them have gone today already. Subscribe to Secret Shows and claim yours. And you get a magnet with it as well. But claim these. They're very limited. There was only 100 in total. If you're already a Secret Show subscriber, don't worry. You can get in on these extra gifts by simply going to thenewsjunkie.com, clicking on the gift icon. You give up a gift of a Secret Show sub, or as many as you'd like, And then when somebody claims it, you get to see who claimed it and all that. Sammy Scam says, send out any merch lately? Merch drop coming soon. Magnets, Fritz on the Street magnets, all of that coming real soon. Vicky says, I'm waiting for mine. Vicky? This week. Coming at you this week. Tanya says, I've been subscribed. What the hell? I'm going to cancel and resubscribe. Tanya, no. No. Tanya, understand when we have the extra little gifts like this, if you're not subscribed to Secret Shows, you can buy yourself a subscription, and then afterwards you can claim the gift, which at this point is one of these Skull Mike Squad stickers. You put it wherever you want. Or, you get the Skull Mike Squad sticker and a random magnet for Game of Magnets. Right? When these are done, if these go today, I'll reveal to you the new magnet that's going out with the next merch drop. But if you're already subscribed, don't unsubscribe. Don't cancel and resubscribe. Simply gift a random sub to somebody else, and that's how you get it. One hell of a punk rock show says Tanya found a glitch in the system. It's not a glitch in the system. If you're not subscribed, you claim it. If you are subscribed, gift one sub. Bingo bango. Beha says, my kid's IQ test came back 153. 153? And are we sure this is your kid? Are we positive? This is your child? Courtney said a goose just hissed at me. Probably had it coming. Hang on. Okay, the next episode in a bit. Oh, shoot. We only have a minute. I will tell you, I got to save this story, actually. I got to save this story because I want to tell you about a run-in we had this weekend, which was a pretty good time. John says genius level. True. That's pretty high. I mean, that's a really high IQ. I just questioned the B-Hawk connection. All right, we're coming back. Let's go. Settle in. Get comfy.
Music you love and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Make sure you have the free iHeartRadio app in your phone today.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
Of entertainment and beyond. We'll get all caught up, with all the entertainment news here momentarily on the show. Join us if you will. We haven't played a single dispatch today, but I don't know. That's not strange. We haven't been around in a while. Your word comes after ours, but we will indeed get your thoughts, opinions, video, and audio dispatches on the show here in just a moment. Send yours, thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
She's got a G-string on her that. I'd like to slap that nun's ass.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
smoke weed every day. Hold up.
Hold up is right. Because if you're doing some refinancing or buying your first dream home, maybe doing some debt consolidation, got to work with that mortgage guy, Dom. He is the literal man and your best friend when it comes to those big life decisions. Someone who's looking out for you, your best interest in mind. And that's that mortgage guy, Don. You could start the process today by going to thatmortgagguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
It was a mere 38 years ago today, 1987. The sound system at this band's concert.
Oh, U2.
U2 is
almost
right.
said Coldplay. What an idiot.
That would have been without you, C-Lane. But it was with Sean. The sound system at U2 concert in Rome was so loud, the neighbors thought there was an earthquake. Emergency lines. The emergency line is a boop.
They were a little cooler then.
With panic calls. But do they have anything that really rocks that hard?
Not
Sunday,
really.
Bloody Sunday?
Not really. No.
Maybe they heard it in the heavens, but I know someone who is hearing stuff from the heavens. Rest in peace, Phil Robertson.
Oh, yeah. Duck Dynasty guy.
He is, Dad.
Fatality. When I posted this, there were some people who didn't like him. They were not fans.
Wasn't he a little...
He did some homophobic remarks.
I don't remember. I mean, it could be. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, he was super religious
Didn't
guy.
like the gays. Got it.
And
in that case, just rest.
What's his name?
Phil
Robertson.
Phil Robertson. Okay.
He was the patriarch of the family behind Duck Dynasty. He passed away over the weekend, 79 years old. No word on cause of death, but I'm hearing something from the producer here. Might have been because he was 79 years old.
That's not even that old.
Phil had been suffering from Alzheimer's disease and a blood disorder.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The family said they're having a private service, but will, quote, share details soon about a public celebration of his life. Yeehaw. Quack, quack. He founded the family's hunting company, Duck Commander, in 1972 with now patented Duck Call.
That was a guilty pleasure for me, that show. Watched a lot of Duck Dynasty for a while.
So that means, but that was back in the cable days, right?
Yeah.
Or did you have to have a separate service?
I think I DVR'd it or something.
No, yeah. It was such a phenomenon when it came out. It was like a really big thing. And then they keep trying to reboot it every once in a while. But I think reality TV may have set sail for a little while.
And then you got Big Brother Australia.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
And apparently this, what's the latest one that's been popping up so much for me?
I don't know.
My wife is one of the 4 people still watching Top Chef.
Okay. Good for her. Also, back in the late 80s, he played quarterback for Louisiana Tech University.
True.
He was the backup guy for
Terry Bradshaw.
Okay, 2 points for Sean.
Yes.
I don't know if there's a backup guy for this guy right here, but he might need one.
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel is right. Some sad news.
He's not doing very well, is he?
It was recently told to the peoples. He was diagnosed with a brain disorder called normal pressure hydrocephalus.
What?
Normal should not be in the disorder name.
No.
It is a hot take, but
when
it causes issues with hearing, seeing, and balance.
When I think of hydrocephalus, I think of encephalitis. So that's probably the head portion of the word, I would guess.
Everything gets bigger and looks weird.
Does this mean he's not going to be able to perform?
Oh, he has canceled all of his scheduled shows.
Damn.
For this year.
He says, I'm sincerely sorry to disappoint our audience. Thank you for understanding. Put out the statement saying his condition has gotten worse because of recent performances, so he's blaming the people. He's been having issues with hearing, vision, and balance. Under his doctor's instructions, Billy's undergoing specific physical therapy and has been advised to refrain from performing during the recovery period.
Oh, man.
The downtown boy.
Look, I'm looking at the Cleveland Clinic page for this. It says, Treating this condition involves surgery to implant a shunt to drain excess fluid from the inside of your skull. That's a rough one.
So where does it come out? You have just like a little...
It's cerebrospinal fluid. Yeah, it's your spinal fluid is leaking into your brain.
Okay.
I thought that was what was happening to me when my nose was leaking every once in a while.
Is this an age thing or like you're a performer been screaming your lungs out for decades thing?
Condition is most likely in people over 65.
Oh my God, Sean. That's so close for you.
No, it's not.
Happy birthday. Or perhaps if you think death is near, go see Final Destination.
Yeah.
They've been doing this marketing thing where they have a truck with logs coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
That's cutesy. I don't know if this is part of the marketing plan. A woman watching the new Final Destination at a theater in Argentina barely avoided death herself when the ceiling collapsed and fell on top of her.
Jesus.
Yeah, tell me about it. It just missed her head because she was leaning over the armrest because she was tired and the movie was boring. It collapsed, fell on a 29-year-old woman. She was there with her 11-year-old daughter. Only missed her head because of the whole lean thing, but she did suffer some injuries that required a visit to the hospital, a.k.a. Mama's gotten paid with the settlement.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen this before. This is allegedly the actual photos of the roof that collapsed.
So no one was in the theater, just her?
It's a huge theater. So there must have been some people in there. It was like the front row that ended up getting hit by this large
What are
chunk.
the odds?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Yeah, damn.
It's also a whole thing if you want to swear, smoke, and drink when playing in Indonesia. But guess what? Foo Fighters, they trying to do all of that.
All right.
The Foo Fighters, they have sought permission ahead of time, and good on them, instead of being banned and fined for the rest of their lives, for an upcoming show scheduled in the city.
Josh Freese.
Josh Freese.
Who's Josh Freese?
He was the drummer for the Foo Fighters after the other guy OD'd. And I think he had posted when he got fired from the Foo Fighters as a drummer. He's like, top 10 reasons why I got fired from the Foo Fighters.
He's been kind of trolly a little bit to them. And he said it was like the first time he was ever fired from a gig like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a massive gig. You would have been set for life, my dude.
That's true.
Why are you trolling? So I guess with or without him, they have now asked in their tour rider to include a provision that allows them to swear, drink, and smoke on stage.
Yikes.
A guy named Ravel Gennardi is promoting the show, and he says, as long as it doesn't touch on sensitive topics like race, religion, or Indonesian culture values, we'll allow it.
All right.
Basically trying to get ahead of any controversy here, and they do say any violation of Indonesian obscenity laws can result in anything from a fine to literal years in prison.
Damn. It's a risk right there.
Good luck, but Indonesia loves the Foo Fighters. And finally, because I have prepped too much and have no time, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, or...
Save Britney Spears. I'll make a note. Hang on, Britney.
Save Britney?
Yeah, save that. I want to talk about that later because I think
that was a funny story.
Yeah,
Miley?
I think,
so Miley, you want to hear about Miley?
Sure. Whatever you... Do you tease anything that you didn't get to?
I mean, a couple things, to be honest.
Just rapid fire. What do we got?
Shakira took a tumble wherever, whenever, but exactly where it was in Montreal. And oopsie daisy, her hips must be lying and hurting at the same time.
Reading the signs of my
She okay?
I sent you the thing.
On.
Did I not?
All right. You probably did. I mean, bring it up here. Okay, I've got...
I did.
You
I did
didn't?
not. Nope, there it is.
I've got something from wrestling, but I don't think that's it.
That'll have to be for later.
All right,
She took a bad fall while she was performing at the Bell Center in Montreal during the Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour.
How you say?
How do you say cucumber? I would like to.
I would love to hear what Sean thinks that means. Las Mujeres Ya no lloran.
The Friends.
Is it?
I thought Mujer was like Friends.
That's Amigos.
Yeah, Mujeres.
What's Mujeres then? I don't know.
Mujeres is
why are
woman?
you searching for it?
Because I had doubted myself. I knew it wasn't.
The ladies?
The ladies. Ya no lloran.
Yeah, no. Lloran? I don't know what lloran is. I don't know.
Lloran.
The ladies that don't cry.
The ladies don't cry anymore.
Oh.
48-year-old superstar was dancing to her hit song Whenever and Wherever, and that's when she lost her balance and fell onto the floor. Quickly got up and continued on with the performance, but it went viral. A lot of people commenting on the quick recovery. She handled it like a boss that she is. A great example of resilience. I hope she didn't get injured, said one person.
Hold on. There's a very good reason why she fell. Her skirt is out of control.
Whatever.
Her skirt is like all of these long dreadlocky type things. And
it looks like she's wearing Steven Tyler's microphone.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of raggy things. She spun around afterwards.
Oh, that probably hurt her ass.
Yeah. She recovered very good. But there's no wonder she's got like these things dangling from her skirt everywhere.
On the boob tube, we have got 20th season premiere of America's Got Talent on NBC, Celebrity Wheel of Fortune with Alana Glazer, Jeopardy Masters on ABC, third season finale of Alert, Missing Persons Unit. Did they find the peoples?
Hopefully.
Series premiere of Destination X on NBC and the series finale of The Handmaid's Tale. Bono and Nathan Fielder will be on Kimmel. Follow your dreams. I'm on Instagram at Sabrina Amber, and most importantly, stay with me. America.
Smoke weed every day.
What do you think?
Last night of Handmaids. It's a big night.
I know, but John hasn't seen it.
I guess. I was the lead actress is going to make a smug face and then almost escape. And
They've been going hard on that this last season, though. It's been a lot of zoom in.
I was watching the penultimate episode,
which was one of the craziest episodes I've seen in the series.
Real good, but she says something in it, and I go, this would infuriate Sean. This would infuriate Sean.
And then shank someone.
What she said? Well, hold on. We got to take a break. Hold on to what she said, and I'll tell you.
I'm not going to say it's a spoiler.
Nuck if you buck.
I'll tell you off the air, and you'll agree with me just because of your history with the show. Yeah.
I've got my period. Shank.
I'm going back for more.
That wasn't it.
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Quick break. When we come back, we'll get into something happening with a huge airline. We'll get into the award show stuff. I want to talk about Sabrina's leftover story with Britney Spears because that was a wild time.
Yeah.
And it's great insights into a couple of things. But we'll talk about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for debris on the roadway southbound on the Greenway over Lake Jessup Bridge. There's an accident getting cleared up on State Road 434 at Wakiva Springs Road. A crash on Bronson Highway US 27. Road Rangers are on site clearing up an accident on the Beach Line eastbound at I-95. Keep an eye out for that one. There's a disabled truck off to the shoulder on I-4 westbound before Maitland Boulevard. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569 to restore your sex life in...
School Mike! Bam, 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 bam. Gifted subs. Shout out coming in just a moment, okay? Shout out coming your way in just a moment. Patience is a virtue. Thank you for having it. I don't know how many Skull Mike Squad stickers we have left, so sub to secret shows to claim yours, or gift a random secret show. Each one you gift is one magnet, one random Game of Magnets magnet. See them all at thenewsjunkie.com in the Game of Magnets section. Or, and one of these rare stickers. Very rare. Could it be more rare? This came in this weekend for Mega Drive. It's the Quadro NVIDIA graphics card for Mega Drive. Gotta put that in there. And then also today for Mega Drive, the new server that I built in here, is coming 2 video output cards for the virtual machines. So that will allow us to have more guests, or like sometimes if we have Amy on, somebody has to split the screen with her, which sucks. Or if Fritz comes in, he has to be side by side with somebody else. No more. And soon enough with our new switcher, we can have all of us up at the same time if we're going to do like Fritz on the street, or if we're all reacting at the same time to a video. Quite cool. Tanya says, I want to know who gets my subscription. You will, Tanya. You'll get an email that is connected to your account. It'll tell you when somebody claims it. And I think they might be able to leave you a message. How are we doing out there? I gifted with video. I don't even have that, says Lynette. Thank you. What brand is the new following cam, says Sergeant Dave. It's a official, bona fide skull cam. It's a skull cam. I don't know about this little pee-pee guy on my liquor shelf. Sean Patrick Stay says, Secret Show 416 with Ryan from the Monsters was hilarious, by the way. Thank you. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, your studio is very shiny, Sean. I always thought it was dark. Everybody says that. It has to be light as hell in here. Because every camera, every spot needs the right lighting. So that's why there's all types of lighting up in here. Zach says, I thought Fritz got fired. The shenanigans are off the charts. Well, Fritz did get fired. And Fritz has been sinking into his new job. And allegedly... we gotta wait like a month, and then we'll see if we can work something out. I don't know. I literally don't know. But I hope. Fingers crossed. Lee Road says that is a cool looking room. Thank you, Lee Road. Mr. Predicto, is Skull Cam gonna break? Yes. Son of a bitch. That is not great. We're coming back. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at Crushyard.com/camps.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This
Somebody says back to the old boring camera. Well, don't do that. Don't get more excited about the skull cam than anything else. Get out of here, buddy. Also, I cannot wait. Studio upgrades are underway right now. Yeah. And there's going to be a new video switcher soon that will open up a lot of opportunities for some fun multi-shots and some new graphics and like really taking things, I think, to the next level. So if you like that kind of stuff, well, it's probably on the way. Yeah. So that should be fun for all involved. Meanwhile, final boarding call, everybody. For those of you who, like me, have flown Southwest Airlines for quite some time. It is today, the last day to book a flight on Southwest Airlines without being hit with a fee to check your baggage. That's it. Today is the day. The airline
I can't believe they stuck with that. What
like,
a bad move.
Literally were known, Sabrina, for this thing.
Bags fly free.
50 years.
And now they're taking away the thing. It's like McDonald's not selling hamburgers anymore. They're taking away the thing that they were so known for. And now what makes them different from all of the other discount airlines? Spirit and Frontier and all of these other airlines. Nothing. They're the same thing now. They want to try to get every nickel and dime they can out of you. This is the final day. They will continue to offer 2 free check bags to Rapid Rewards A-list preferred members and customers traveling on business select fares.
Are you either of those, Sean?
Nah, I don't think so. No. I mean, we barely have any points.
Must suck to not be preferred.
It does. It's hurtful. Painful.
Sean's not preferred.
Sean's not preferred.
I don't blame him. I'm not the greatest passenger on a plane, really.
But you
I'm
make
doing
a whole
my best.
thing out of it?
No, I don't. I am very, very respectful.
You're not real, man.
I don't do that. Although I should have. She went pretty viral, that lady. But I try my best. But I am not a preferred on Southwest Airlines. They don't want me at that level, I guess. Jennifer Lopez has been slammed by fans. Slammed, I tell you.
Jenny.
Because she was embarrassing herself at the American Music Awards. I say you were probably embarrassing yourself by watching the American Music Awards. That was probably a bigger embarrassment.
I didn't know that was even going on.
I saw yesterday a bunch of stuff online. They tried to get young people to watch by letting one of the top streamers, Kai Cenat, let him go to the American Music Awards, and he live streamed from the American Music Awards.
Okay.
Which was all well and good until some guy came over to him and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And they're on the floor at the American Music Awards and he's like, "You gotta love Kanye, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love Kanye. You know, I don't agree with everything he says, but free speech."
That's what Kai said.
No. The guy who came up to him, the guy who came up to him said this, and he just like was very much going, "Wait, what's happening right now?"
That's a plant.
Let me see if I can find this, because Kanye West, I'm hopeful. I try to be hopeful.
What are you talking
Kanye
about?
West
It is so long gone.
No, it doesn't have to be long gone. He posted some things you haven't seen. All right.
Okay.
He said, "This is key. This is quite key. This is from a handful of days ago. Yay, at Kanye West on X.com. I am done with anti-Semitism.
I am very distracted by the first comment.
Forget that. His followers are still very anti-Semitic, just for the record. But he said, I am done with anti-Semitism. I love all people.
Wait, what's the gold check now on X?
That's that's the real verified. Okay. That's the real verified.
Oh, I thought that was just something he did himself. Is that?
No. No. That's for like businesses and stuff. God forgive me the pain I caused. I forgive those who have caused me pain. Thank you, God. I simply got a FaceTime for my kids, and I want to save the world again.
When did you save it the first time?
The earth itself is in God's kingdom. God calls for peace, share love, and then the rest is like some album promotion stuff.
We'll see what happens next week, but
I don't know. It's kind of hard to walk back.
The album that is fully anti-Semitic, and that's what he's promoting.
He did post this. I don't know if
sometimes, yep. Sometimes you got to do that.
Sometimes you got to manifest that P. He said. Seems unrelated, but I don't know.
Listen, that was like the mantra every night going out in my 20s. You just manifest that P.
See if I can make this happen. So Jennifer Lopez was at the American Music Awards, and fans are saying she embarrassed herself. She's trying to channel that Britney Spears moment that was maybe one of the biggest award show moments of all time. And everybody since then has been trying to catch that lightning in a bottle. And she just started
kissing another woman.
Yeah, she started kissing female dancers. I think some of the male dancers too. Here she is. This is her on stage at the AMAs. That's her kissing one of her dancers. Then a female dancer she's making out with.
It looks like they're just I'm getting a mother bird feeding her baby vibe from those kisses.
They're all like grabbing the underside of their head and then going in for the old kisseroonie. And she was doing this on stage, and they were like, that is so cringe. How could she do this? What a cringe move.
Why is it cringe?
It doesn't seem that cringe to me as much as it's like, don't we have a new idea? Don't we have like the next thing? We already did this. This was Britney Spears and Madonna and Christina Aguilera.
Long ago. You two even kissed.
Hang on.
You know what's so funny is most people just talk about the Britney and Madonna kiss. Yeah. And I feel like she kissed Christina right after that, and maybe the camera wasn't zoomed in. No, they never talk about the Britney Christina kiss, which is arguably hotter.
Hang on.
No.
Britney Spears on stage at a music awards show.
I think it was the VMAs.
Madonna and Christina Aguilera. What year was that? All right. It'll tell me here in a second.
That was like 15 years ago now.
It had to be at least, right? 15 years ago? Because it just seems like forever ago now. Oh, hang on. Oh, I had it down.
Video Music Awards.
Was it 2003?
It was a shocking surprise that everyone still talks about.
It was an iconic moment at the 2003, 22 years ago, MTV Video Music Awards. And they're still trying to put that lightning in the bottle. They're still trying to do this.
Oh, Madonna kissed both of them, not Britney kissed both of them.
Yeah.
I had that wrong.
Madonna leaned over and kissed Britney, and everybody was like, what?
Moments straight.
This one
makes no sense.
Is not as popular and not as interesting. And I think people are like, oh, this is embarrassing. It's cringe. The only reason it's cringe is because come up with another idea. Do something different. Britney Spears is constantly upping the crazy. Constantly. This weekend, it was maybe one of my favorite things in the world because I love A Tale of Two Stories. Okay? And Britney Spears went on a flight, a private jet, as one does when you're Britney Spears. And Britney Spears pretty much she goes to Mexico a lot, I think. She goes like back and forth. I love
Mexico, you guys.
To Mexico. And the story said, hang on, let me see if I can bring up one of the stories. TMZ, Britney, Mexico. So Britney was on this flight, and first we get the story from her side, or from the side of the flight attendants and stuff. And here's the story. Britney Spears drinking and lighting up on a flight. Authorities called. All right? And Britney Spears is on this flight. The story says Britney Spears caused a big commotion on a charter jet on Thursday. So much so that authorities met her when she got off the plane and they gave her a warning. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ.
Big trouble, Miss Spears.
Brittany was flying with her security from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico to LAX, and she started drinking. So she starts drinking, and as she's having this vodka that she's enjoying herself with, she says, I want a cigarette. And she
Say
grabs
like Brittany, Sean.
She grabs
Hey,
a
guys.
smoke. She lights up a cigarette on the private jet. Starts smoking. Of course, the flight attendants aren't thrilled with this. The flight attendants were alarmed and ordered her to put out the cigarette, which she did. We're told she was difficult and that when the plane landed, our sources say Britney Spears was met by authorities and warned about her conduct. She was then free to leave. We contacted LAX. They didn't respond. Bobbity boobity boo. And a charter plane service said they have no comment on the alleged events described. But so now you know, right? Let me see. I got to bring up her.
Riddle
side
me
of
this, and maybe it's for the super rich listener of ours, but are you not allowed to smoke on your own private jet?
Well, it's not her own private jet. It's chartered.
Yeah, but I don't even know.
Private jet?
I don't even know if you have your own. If you can you? If you have your own plane with just you and nobody else on board,
do whatever you wanted on that.
You might be able to do it on that. But if you have a chartered jet, they're not going to let you smoke. I don't even know what the FAA rules are versus whatever. But okay, this is just her dancing. This is her posting memes, posting flowers. Okay. She says, here's her side of the story, because I love this, like, two sides of the story. So, me yesterday, and it's her terrible, like, little video of her on a plane with a bottle and a funky hat. She says, it's actually incredibly funny, at Britney Spears on Instagram. Some planes I've been on,
you have
can't
to start
smoke.
with, it's actually incredibly funny. Chances are, I don't think it's going to be that hilarious.
Some planes I've been on, you can't smoke mostly, but this one was different because the drink holders were on the outside of the seats. Wait, what? Confession, it was my first time drinking vodka.
No way, Jose.
Calling BS on that. No way this was Britney Spears' first time drinking vodka. No way, no how. Calling BS on that. I swear I felt so smart, she says. I was like, wow, what the heck is in there? I felt so clear and smart, and I said, I want a cigarette so bad. My friend put the cigarette in my mouth and lit it up for me, so I was like, oh, this is a plane where you can smoke. I do. So apologize to anybody I offended, but the flight attendants always make sure I'm at the back of the plane anyways. I thought officials greeted me as support, and I was like, wow, I feel special.
As support? All right, this is kind of getting funny.
Line number 2, Electric Boogaloo. She says, I've never been to an international airport.
Okay.
Yes, you have. Britney Spears has been to an international airport, definitely. She says.
It's the only way to fly internationally, Britney.
Am I famous or something? The flight attendant called officials because I smoked a cigarette, and they embarrassed me, which I thought was kind of a bit much. But she didn't like me the moment I got on the plane. Nobody was on the plane for the first 20 minutes, and she wouldn't let me get out of my seat. I wanted to stand up. Yeah, you know why she wanted to stand up? Because she can't sit still. That's one of the problems. I don't know if it's a side effect from a lot of Adderall or what else it was that brought us to this level of Britney Spears, but she can't sit still.
Wait, you said she's on Adderall now?
She's talked about being on Adderall before. I don't know how open she is with all this. Alleged. She acted so weird, Britney Spears said, about making sure I sat down, and she invaded my space. Oh, well, you guys like my flower choker? Be Tiny is coming soon, and that's something we have added. It's honestly adorable. I guess that's like a clothing line or something. But I love the two sides of the story. On one side, she's like, oh, God, they were totally freaking out on the plane. And I thought, like, that was support for me at the airport. And on the other side, it's like, this bitch just lit up a cigarette on the flight. What is she doing? And then you go to tell her, please stop smoking. You can't smoke on this flight. And Britney Spears is like, what? In the cloud, literally in the clouds. Literally no idea what's happening in the world, in the real world. What's going on out there?
So it says smoking is generally permitted on private planes provided the operator allows it and is done in designated areas. This is different from commercial flights where smoking is banned. Private jet operators can set their own policies as long as they comply with legal regulations.
Man, you could just be sitting there hotboxing a private jet then?
Yeah.
If they'll allow for it.
Hot that box.
Guess what? This place was not one of the private jets that you can smoke cigarettes on. No. Ryan said that pic wasn't on a loop. She actually did that for 12 hours. I'm not surprised. Move, and over and move. And I still stand amazed and in awe that there are apparently people who are hanging out with her and dating her and maybe even having sex with her, which seems...
I bet that she is a tiger in the sack.
I bet that she is maybe not even able to consent. Maybe.
Okay. That'd be ridiculous, Sean.
I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. She doesn't know
his entire post. She was able to consent,
and it's like a barely post-pubescent human being wrote this thing. There's just I would honestly question. I honestly absolutely question whether or not Britney Spears is fully capable of consenting to anything. And I ask you this. Do you think if she signed some sort of contract right now, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
What?
That's fine. Because I wouldn't. No, signed a contract for music, performance, industry performance. And then afterwards she goes, well, I didn't know what I was signing. I'd go, of course she didn't. She's crazy.
Valley is on strings and with a muted microphone on stage.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Let Britney do what she wants to do.
Frankie Valli is in his 80s or more. Britney Spears should be a completely normal, fully functioning adult human being.
Thanks, Jamie.
She should be able to do that. But the problem is she hasn't been able to for a very long time. And now we just kind of see it more on display.
Britney, Sean.
No, I'm anti-mentally ill people not getting the help that they clearly need.
But Yee just puts out one tweet, and he's totally coming back from everything, right?
You're right. That's exactly how I felt about that and what I thought. Yes, you're exactly right about that. I think that this is a good example of where her head is kind of at. Even when it's more together than it is in a lot of the posts she does, she's like, oh my God, they were really crazy.
I've never been to an international airport.
Yeah, right. BDMX Con says, is Sean suggesting she needs a conservatorship? Yes. I'm suggesting that there are people who have issues that we don't fully understand and that they do, in fact, some of them need some help along the way. Helping them is not always whatever this is. But there she is, Miss Britney Spears in the air, smoking, having her vodka for the first time ever. What do you think? Let us know. Do send a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com.
Wish I had my first vodka at my first international airport.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, she toured the world. She still remains, and I will go down on this ship. She still remains, I think, one of the top 20 or so most famous people on the planet. Britney Spears is very, very famous. Very, very famous. She has traveled the world. She has done all of these things, but now this is where we're at. All right, oh shoot, we don't have time. I was just about to promise working in some dispatches.
This guy.
Sorry. That is not going to happen right now, but it will happen when we come back. We'll get that in. And I have to tell you guys, somebody tried a stunt out, and to say the very, very, very least, this stunt did not go as expected.
Oh.
We're all going to go over this together because I'm astounded. I'm shaking my head. I can't believe that this is happening. But it is. We'll talk about the stunt gone wrong. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Ah, damn, he did it.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real radio 104.1.
There's an accident reported on Bronson Highway near US 27. A crash is getting cleared up on State Road 434 at Wakiva Springs Road. Keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle off to the shoulder on I-4 westbound before Maitland Boulevard. Road Rangers are on site clearing up an accident on the Beach Line eastbound at I-95, exit 42 there. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
Folks, it is hot this summer, and your air conditioner right now working a lot harder than it has in a while. What do you need? You need a company that'll be honest with you. You need a company that'll be fair. You need a company that is locally owned and operated and family owned and operated. And if you support all of that, the best call to make is Mills Air. They are going to be real with you. It's like that mechanic that you tell all your friends to go to because you know they're going to have a good experience and you know they're not going to get ripped off. Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, so they can get you really big rebates on a brand new Carrier unit. And their techs are the absolute best out there. So if you need help with your air conditioner, Mills Air. They are going to help you out. You can call today to schedule your appointment. Here's the phone number, 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed.
Tuesday morning, June 3rd.
At 8.
The Silver Spurs Rodeo is back May 30th and 31st. See the wildest rides and fastest barrel racers east of the Mississippi River. Brought to you by Experience Kissimmee and Kisselback Ford. Tickets start at just $15 at
Skull Mike Squad. Okay. Skull Mike Squad, how are you? We got jury duty coming up in a bit. Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm is, I think, stopping by, perhaps. Don't quote me on that. Sometimes he gets caught up. We'll see. But he said he was going to be stopping by today. Now the question is, should I keep talking to the Skull Mike camera when Moses is in here? Or is that going to be weird? Any ideas for what will take place of Wednesday's segment until Fritz gets back? No, for now, we're just going to leave it open. For now, we're just going to, like tomorrow, push through. And I think tomorrow is the second week of No Fritz on the Street. I think that's what we're going to do. So, I'll reach out to him again. The thing is, he's working for a company now that they're going to need to make sure that he can come on the show on Wednesdays. I hope he can. Oh, no. 90 seconds. Man, commercial breaks are going fast. I don't think I know who Falling in Reverse is, says Alicia. Keep up, Alicia. Come on. So, it's a metal band, right? Falling in Reverse. They're great. We're going to get to gifted subs right here. I'll get an idea of how many of the Skull Mike Squad stickers we have left. Those are very limited. So we'll see right here when we come back who has been gifted. Thank you, by the way.
Times. With the times, you're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives,
check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
We hope you do just that. Share the show. Hit that like button. It's nice. It's easy. And it doesn't take a lot of work on your part. Or more so, if you really want to share the show, send somebody a link to the podcast and say, I really like this show, and I think you might too. There's no better way to get somebody hooked, get somebody addicted, if you will, to the news junkie. So thank you for your help and for your service. We'll get to a stunt gone wrong in a second here. And boy, did it go wrong. Like really, really about as wrong as it possibly could have gone. But I teased this earlier, so let's pay it off. There was an event with a bunch of these crypto investors. You guys may have seen this. And a big Trump event, crypto investor crazy.
That's right, crypto time, baby.
To be able to get into this event, you had to buy some of the Trump crypto coin, like the currency that they had.
The NFT, not the NFTs, then the coin.
Yeah, the coin. A $ Trump, C-Line, is what it says here. Like $ TRUMP. And it was about 1.4 million, 1.5 million that a lot of these people paid to go have dinner with the president. And they said it's the most exclusive invitation in the world. Only available to the top 220 $ Trump meme coin holders. For the price of 1.48 mil, crypto investors who had contributed cash towards Trump's very own meme coin were given the exclusive honor of attending a dinner hosted by the president of the United States himself. Okay, what did they get in their gift bags? What do we get for swag?
Ooh.
The top 25 holders had spent over $111 million in a crypto coin that's definitely not worthless, right?
Sure, yeah. Okay. How's Pepe doing?
No, Pepe, not good, not good.
Hasn't been good.
Oh, not to mention, hang on, I'm bring this up here.
Trump coin is $12.79 right now.
All right. Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. Here's how SafeMoon is doing, just for the record. Utah man faces years in prison after guilty verdict in crypto fraud case. So this is SafeMoon. The guy, 29 years old, found guilty last week on all counts after a 12-day jury trial. He's facing 45 years in prison.
Where does it go into the fraud realm?
What do you mean?
Because we had, this guy is facing a very long time in jail.
45 years.
Talked to a girl.
Yep.
Got caught up in some stuff.
Yep.
But is not going to jail.
Not convicted. Not even.
What makes a cryptocurrency fraud?
I don't know. I think that's far too confusing right now.
Like,
when
wouldn't
it really
this,
shouldn't be.
If Trump coin goes to the pooper, is that going to be considered fraud?
Because they did like a rug pull. You have to pull the rug out.
Which basically means, for those of you who don't know about crypto stuff, you pump up the crypto stock and it goes up to a bunch of money, and then you sell all yours so you get rich, and then everybody else struggles on the way down and gets ripped off. Yeah. And that is one reason why I don't know that we should have presidents or even like politicians getting involved in crypto scams.
It's a good call.
Or just crypto in general. And using that as access to the president is also weird. Like, would you be okay, Trump fans, if there was an AOC coin? If Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had an AOC coin and they go, she's going to do
ears.
She's going to do a dinner for the biggest AOC coin supporters, and here's how much it costs, and she's going to make a bunch of money off this. Always ask yourself those questions. I don't know if this is good. But what was in these swag bags? What did we get? Waiting on the chairs at this event were gift bags containing the fight, fight, fight theme hats. Mm-hmm. That's what Trump chanted after he got popped in the ear. There was fight theme hats and posters and a collectible plastic card. Some people say they didn't get the merch. I don't usually complain about that kind of thing, I spent this kind of money, $1.48 million. I think I want my merch. I think I would like my merch if you don't mind.
Collectible plastic card, though?
Yeah, some people didn't even get that. Nick Pinto was one of those to attend the event. He took to TikTok to explain what he got in his gift bag. He said, I was number 72 on the Trump coin leaderboard. It cost me $480,000, and this is all I got. He showed off.
That's so much money, dude.
His hat, that is a lot of money. His hat, his poster, and a collectible plastic card. So that's what you get.
All of those items available on the internet for much less.
I don't know.
Not even $480.
I would hope that they gave them some very exclusive stuff, so at least they could sell it afterwards. Though all of this seems bad. All of this seems very, very bad and like a bad idea. Let's go to the skies. Let's do that before we get in some of your feedback. And we go to a man who decided to go up in a paraglider. You guys ever thought about doing this?
That's a hell no for me. Thank you.
No, I don't know. You've been at a speed plane or whatever that thing was called, a trick plane, stunt plane.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. And with a professional pilot.
Indoors.
Who was, he said that was a 2 out of 10, despite me screaming the whole time.
No, thank you.
Paragliding, are you by yourself or you have someone strapped to you?
This guy was by himself.
Yeah,
he goes up.
For me.
He got hit with this very strange occurrence called a cloud suction as he was flying over China.
Sounds hot.
And it started to pull him upwards. And he went a couple hundred feet upwards in his cloud suction and then further. He doesn't have any oxygen on. He's up 5,000 feet now. And he goes up more, 8,000. 10,000. Starting to get really cold at this height. It gets very cold up there if you're not familiar.
Because there's no oxygen.
And when he goes further up, he hits 15,000 feet. He hits 20,000 feet.
That's where you're supposed to jump from. Like at that.
Yeah.
18,000's the top.
Oh, no. 10,000 feet is where you can use your approved electronic devices. I think, C-Lane looked that up while I'm looking at the video. Where do they jump from?
I thought 18,000 feet.
6, 8?
I thought 18,000 feet was where you could jump from.
That's pretty high. I don't know if they'd be jumping over commercial flights at 10,000 feet, but maybe
the majority of skydives happen anywhere between 8 to 14,000 feet. The average altitude for skydiving is around 10. The reason for this is one of the most popular skydiving aircrafts is the Cessna 182.
Okay, all right. So they go up there, and he's not in a plane. He's in this paraglider, and he's 15,000 feet up now.
He sucks at paragliding?
It's the cloud suction
Can't
that's
you
pulled
just
him up.
point it down?
20,000 feet and climbing.
Oh, no.
22,000, and he's still going up. It's freezing. It's literally frozen. He's frozen. 28,000 feet. He gets pulled
Are
up.
you about to show this guy dead?
Yeah. Here he is. This is the guy. He's now completely.
Shows a paraglider
is he dead?
No,
he's alive.
By a powerful updraft over China's Kilian Mountains, battling minus 40 degrees Celsius temperatures and extreme oxygen loss.
God.
He was
all right. Let's find that out in American. Minus 40 Celsius. What are we talking about Fahrenheit? That's cold.
40 Celsius. Take a guess while I do it.
Minus 40 Celsius. Negative 100 degrees.
Okay, I'm getting 40. I did that wrong.
No, what to Fahrenheit? Negative 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit. What are we looking at?
I Googled it and it says degree Celsius minus 40 equals minus 40 Fahrenheit. So I did something wrong here.
No, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's minus 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to have to spell it all sorts of wrong. It is. Yeah, it must even out there somehow. Negative 40 Celsius is negative 40 Fahrenheit. How weird is that?
How does that work?
It's strange, but negative 40 degrees. Very, very cold, we can agree, right? He's up there by himself with
his nipples are gone.
A parachute and his paraglider.
28,000 feet, where commercial jets fly. Miraculously, he survived, filming the terrifying ascent as frost clung to his body.
That's crazy.
Experts say he encountered rare cloud suction shortly after.
This dude is just chilling in the clouds.
I'm sorry, the audio on this is kind of haunting.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of creeping me out.
Sounds like an underwater ghost. Also, he was doing this with he has no face mask. He has no eye goggles. No backup plan. As far
I don't
as
think he
oxygen.
planned on going anywhere near this high. He was way up there. I'm going to put this on See It Now when we're done, but he's up in the clouds.
Oxygen gear or proper cold weather clothing, he stayed conscious. A feat hailed as extraordinary. Though he landed He's now under investigation for violating aviation rules.
Oh,
Now
I'm
he's
sorry.
gonna get in trouble.
For having too much fun, this guy. Damn, that's brutal. I'm going to put this up so you can see this guy who was paragliding when he got sucked up to 28,000 feet in the air and got completely frozen, completely and totally frozen when this was happening.
It's cold up here.
And could have died from the lack of oxygen, could have died from the temperature, any of that stuff. Frozen paraglider accident.
Fat vine.
15,000 feet is where you start needing oxygen to do your skydiving.
It's kind of crazy. Now, 28,000 feet would be pretty low for a commercial jet to be cruising. Usually they're between 30, 32, 34, maybe 40, something on the high side. But it's pretty close to you just cruising along and looking down and going, is that a man on a paraglider right there?
It's a human.
I would love to hear the recording of that air traffic from the website.
Yeah. This like, what is going on up there? What is this guy doing? So now he's in some trouble, and we'll see what happens next to this gentleman. Wild time for him, though, for sure. All right, let's work in. We're going to take a quick break. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I got the dispatches
people just
here.
went, my dispatch is going to get played.
Rich Ball, Simply Jeremy, Popcorn Fart, Not Stevie G, Tater Hog, Sir Weeps, Twin Pro, Douglas, you folks who have sent in a bunch of dispatches today and many more. We are indeed going to work in a bunch of those before the show ends. In jury duty next, Kid Cudi's testimony. He says, among other things, hey, Diddy broke into my house and opened my Christmas presents. Which, what in the Disney villain is going on here?
Stupid.
Diddy broke into my house, unwrapped my family's Christmas gifts, and shut my dog in the bathroom. He says, well, I'll give you the update. Plus, a crypto investor charged with kidnapping and torturing a man in a New York City apartment for weeks. What went down there? That and a whole lot more on the way. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
Florida State.
Hey, Scola. Coming your way in a moment. Coming your way in a moment. There you go. Over here, over here. Lost me for a second, didn't you? See Which said the testimony today in the Sean Combs trial is wild. When we talk about that, give me any extra details I'm missing. Hi, how are you? You want me to turn this off or no? No. Okay. How'd your run go? Yeah, he's going to HQ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I guess he was running behind.
It's hot out.
It is hot out there, huh? I went outside for a little while. I was working on some stuff.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I went out there. I was working on some things.
No.
Yeah, I was.
No.
I was.
I didn't see you.
I don't care if you saw me or not. I was there. If I grabbed you by the face, would you think it was a...
I would not be happy if you grabbed me by the face.
Why?
Because I don't touch my face.
I try not to touch my face,
There's
too.
germs on fingers. I don't want it on my face.
If you touch my face, do you think that means you're
Depends
abusing?
on how I touch your face.
Why shouldn't you be able to touch my face?
I think it's rude to touch someone else's face. Unless
I didn't
you're, like,
ask if it was
caressing
rude.
them.
Could it be a playful?
It could, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely could.
That's what I thought. So don't come into my don't come in here.
Uh-huh.
After you just went for a run.
Uh-huh.
Stinking up the place.
I'm not stinking out nowhere.
I don't smell nothing. No, I don't smell anything. What are we having for dinner?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want?
Yeah.
Elephant.
Oh, I didn't make anything for your birthday.
I want elephant dick for my birthday.
I can make something that looks like elephant dick.
Tell Dortney we miss her. She's right there. She's right there. It'll whip around and go your way. No shit, Sherlock. It's Warlock. Christina salad for dinner? What does that mean?
She wants salad.
You want hamburger helper, Sean. I do, but Courtney doesn't like making hamburger helper. And then Courtney makes her own stroganoff, and if I like the hamburger helper more, then I'll do it.
You don't like the hamburger.
I don't. Of course I don't like it. It's not better. It's not better.
I put too much mustard seed in it last time.
There was so much mustard in it. It was ridiculous. But Courtney's a very good cook. Did you just say you want elephant dick for dinner? Yeah, she said I could have anything I want. Good luck getting some elephant dick.
I can make something that looks like elephant dick.
I don't want you to make something that looks like elephant dick.
You can make meatloaf in any shape you want.
I have chicken, right?
Yeah, but that's not what we're having for dinner.
I think after the show I might have chicken and rice.
That's
sticky rice?
really unique.
Yeah, I think I might have sticky rice and chicken. Guest house looks uncomfy. This one? Yeah. It's not ideal. Same as this. This one over here. I can't sit on it because there's an old server on there.
You need to vacuum that, right?
Just tell her you want a BJ? That's inappropriate and weird. I gotta talk to you after the show. See you later, alligator.
I missed it.
Be safe out there.
Okay.
Cheeseburger hamburger helper is great. Hell yeah, it is. That's good stuff. I dig it. Sean has an elephant dick mold that he makes his meatloaf in? No, but let's be real. All meatloaf kind of looks like an elephant dick chode. Every meatloaf looks like that. Are you going to still be a SS guest at BHA? Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I'm excited for that. I think BHA's funny. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what the emails say. I don't care what the dispatchers say. I think BHA is funny. Foot seems better. Yeah, my foot is at like probably 88%. It was really, really bad, and then this weekend through the long weekend it got much better. Thank God. I don't care what Abe says. Well, he's kind of a jerk about stuff like that. But don't believe the haters. BJ after you do shots out of Pee Pee Boy? That's just a weird sentence. Oh, hello? You're back? What is that?
That's what I'll make you for dinner.
This is what you're going to make? Can you guys see this? Can you guys see that? It's a meatloaf dragon?
It's a rat.
Oh, it's a rat? I thought it was a dragon.
It has chicken feet.
And oh my God, LOL, that looks creepy.
And a sausage tail.
I don't want that. It doesn't look good at all. That's the problem. I think you could do better.
How about bologna tacos?
Let me see. Bologna tacos? What do you think? Bologna tacos, everybody? Treat yourself a round of sausages. I remember that meme. What do you have, like a folder of weird foods?
Yeah, I have it saved since last year.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't roast you out.
You have to show me that for Courtney TV.
Ugh. I have like 90 minutes of Courtney TV.
What is
it?
It
Changed.
Is it a meatloaf baby? Oh,
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go. All right, love you. Bye. Hang on.
Free Florida can help you get started. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN now.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/creditcard.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is...
Diddy broke into his house and unwrapped his family Christmas gifts. That just seems wrong in so many different ways.
You're a mean one, Mr. Diddy.
It seems like it, right? It's
you
like ultimate
really are a heel.
Oh, man. All right. Real quick, shouts out to a couple of people. Loose Neutral for 5 gifted Secret Show subs. 2 tickets to Pound Town. Thank you for the 1 gifted. Number 86. Thank you. D Red Eye and a couple more here. Aunt Net, thank you for the gifted sub. Tanya and Sergeant Dave, thank you all for the gifted subs. Right now we have Skull Mike Squad stickers. There's not a lot left. There's only a handful of those left, maybe 15 at the most. And if you either subscribe to Secret Shows at thenewsjunkie.com, you can claim your magnet and the extra gift, which is that limited sticker. Or if you're already subscribed, just gift a sub. Click the gift icon at thenewsjunkie.com. Here we go. I got some questions for Mo. I think Mo's coming in on your side, guys. I think he's going to be stopping by HQ.
Oh.
Because, yeah, he was running behind a little bit today, so he might be stopping by there.
You got it, dude.
We shall see. But right now, it's time. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to the website justcallmo.com. After an accident, there sure are a ton of attorneys out there. But let me tell you a little secret. A lot of them are terrible. And a lot of them will feed you a bunch of nonsense, but then not give you any attention. A lot of them will say, hey, anybody can call me. And then you do call them and they go, oh, this is a commercial, man. I don't have time to talk to you. Moses DeWitt is ready to fight for you immediately. He's ready to go up against those insurance companies. You'd be amazed how fast I could turn all this stuff around. You end up a person with a big, giant check, and you deserve it. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Here's the story. Kid Cudi says Diddy broke into his home, unwrapped his family's Christmas gifts, and shut his dog in the bathroom. This according to recent testimony in the Diddy trial. And I saw Seawitch said, like, it's getting even more wild today. And I know Sabrina had mentioned some weird testimony, too, that we'll get to. But
headline, disgusting.
Christmas gifts from Chanel that Kid Cudi planned to give his family were unwrapped and open. His dog was shut in the bathroom during the December 2011 break-in. He testified at Diddy's sex trafficking and racketeering trial. Kid Cudi, whose name is Scott Mescudi, he was called as a government witness in the trial. A lot of his fellow rappers are calling him a rat. They're like, oh, man, Cudi, what are you doing?
What are you supposed to do when you're subpoenaed?
He said whatever they asked him, and they said, like, for doing this, he's, I guess, a rat. I guess, could you just go up there and plead the fifth? I mean,
it's not incriminating himself. The first thing I heard about Cudi, as far as his testimony, was, you know, he was called to work with Cassie when they were dating each other.
Yep.
He fell in love with Cassie. They had a very close relationship. And then at some point she had explained to him, or at least confessed is the wrong word, but told him, like, Diddy was abusing her.
Uh-huh.
And given her the examples of it. So that was like a big part of his part one.
And that Diddy was capable of like anything.
Right.
Blowing up his car, for instance. Like, Diddy was capable of virtually anything that you might think of. But tell me about...
So it looks like he's looking out for Cassie.
What?
And that doesn't make him a rat.
Well, hold on. Let me address that real quick. All right. First things first. To all you rap guys who are like, or anybody who's like, well, you're a rat. You're testifying in court against this guy, against Diddy, another black rapper? How could you do this? I get the rat stuff, but if you're not going to testify against Diddy, who are you going to testify against? He seems like a pretty terrible person. Do we protect the terrible person just because, like, we don't rat on people? I don't get that. I think you
were also subpoenaed, so you have to
go
to court.
But they probably could say, I don't want to testify. I'm not going to say anything for you. Don't call me. But you're doing the right thing. Testifying against somebody that's a monster is a good thing. This is not like testifying against a little local drug dealer. This is very different than that. Some people disagree, but applesauce cheeseburger were the two words that you told me. What exactly does this mean, Sabrina?
So, of all the things that could be discussed during this ongoing trial, cheeseburgers and apples were not amongst the expected options, but
at least together,
some people are now screaming that it was the most, well, maybe it's just for the juicy headline, one of the most revolting revelations, saying that was his eating habit. They say he had this unusual thing of putting applesauce on cheeseburgers.
Is that weird, Sealand, or have you heard somebody having that before?
Applesauce on a cheeseburger?
Yeah.
That's weird to me, yeah.
He used his Black Amex card for diverse purchases from baby oil to luxury yachts and villas, and according to some staff, it was also to put applesauce on the cheeseburgers, which a lot of people are saying that's nasty AF.
That's weird. I've never tried it before, but it sounds gross to me. My question is for the ladies.
What up?
All right. Diddy seemed really big on just baby oiling people up.
Isn't it baby oil
gross to be covered in baby oil? Like,
it's slippery.
That seems like a nightmare. It would spend hours on end lubed up in baby oil. Personally, that's a no.
How are you supposed to give a hug or handshake?
I don't think you can. I think that's very weird. I think most women would not be down for that, but let us know. And also, applesauce cheeseburger. Where are you at on that one?
Reaction, they say the reaction from the jurors, like visibly grimacing when one person went so far as to make a gagging gesture in the jury as far as the applesauce goes. They said apples decorated the entryway of Diddy's mansion, to a girlfriend named Gina even being the victim to an apple-related attack in his Miami home.
Yeah.
He has an affinity for the fruit.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good, though. Sometimes people say stuff like that, and I try, and I go, what? It's a lot better than I thought it would have been.
Applesauce or just the trial?
No, not the trial, but just the applesauce on the cheeseburger. I don't need it, though. I don't want it. It's like somebody tells me best burger ever has peanut butter on it, Sean. You got to try it.
No. My extent is like, I think an egg, a runny egg is delish.
I could get down with that.
I don't know. Applesauce.
Applesauce seems like too much. But let us know if you tried it. Send a dispatch, video or audio dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com. The crypto investor charged with kidnapping and torturing a man for weeks. We'll talk about that when we come back. We got our friend Mo DeWitt. We got an explosion. We got a bunch of different things. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Bill Radio wants to make your dream home makeover a reality. Enter today for your chance to upgrade your home and sell.
Whoa! Camera got lost over there. Hang on. Hang on, Skull Mike. Okay. Hey. Hey. See me? Oh, we're friends again. Okay, thank God. Who just said Sean looks like the crater face guy from Greece? The fuck are you talking about? Take a look, man. Get in here. Huh? The fuck are you talking about? Just for you. Dickhead. Not even a good insult. I got smooth as butter, man. Get the camera off the track lighting. I can't control the thing. What rogue, man? I think it's on me now, right? Yeah, we're good. I think we have Mo when we come back. He went into HQ. So we'll see. I can't talk to anybody. Sabrina's doing a commercial. C-Lane's not there. Yeah, I think he's helping Mo get set up. Alicia says, I've actually tried the peanut butter thing on a burger. It's not all that bad, surprisingly, and I'm picky AF. I believe you. David says, so does Skull Mike have eyeball cameras that move? Skull Mike is alive. Surprisingly. Considering the Skull Mike thing. I think we all know Diddy is a black rapper. You don't need to remind us every day, says Big Juan. The point is that the people who are calling him a rat, you dipshit, you absolute dipshit, the people who are calling him a rat were saying, don't rat out another black creator. Don't rat out a black man to the feds, to the police, to anybody. So yes, it matters. It's part of the story, you absolute retard. Sean's sporting a Woody? No, I'm not. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Did you get a package?
No, but I got a text about FedEx.
Oh, you got a text?
I got a text saying they tried to deliver.
He rang the doorbell and looked at it and then turned around.
That's annoying. It's like we said we'll try again tomorrow.
Okay, so maybe someone had to be here.
I don't know why. Of all the things that
you just got computers.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can see if they bring it by tomorrow. If we can. Okay. Or
I wish they gave you a time slot.
They didn't even leave a thing.
No, they didn't leave anything.
That's really annoying.
Because I got video of the UPS guy coming or FedEx.
Yeah.
And then there's just video of him ringing the doorbell and then looking at the package and then turning around.
Also, and when they text me, I think FedEx says, "Oh, we missed you for a delivery. We'll try again tomorrow." It seems fake because so many of those texts are fake, but it was real.
Okay.
All right. All right, gotta go. Gotta go back. Sean, do you have house cleaners? I can't imagine you vacuuming that carpet yourself. I was going to, literally right before the show, because there's lady hair all up in here. After the show, as soon as we kick it down, as I call it, as soon as we kick it down, I gotta vacuum again. So I vacuum in here. All right, we're coming back. Here we go.
Loot. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junk.
Tuesday. Thanks for spending some time with us. Learn more about the show, the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. You can find out everything you might need or want to know at thenewsjunkie.com. There he is, our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm.
Mo.
Looking glorious, sounding glorious. Mo, how was your weekend? Anything fun going on for your long weekend?
Very relaxing.
Okay. All
Pretty
right.
chill.
Pretty chill.
I don't know,
Did you have to
I don't know
work
if I
on
believe
Monday?
I always kind of work. So
heard that.
We're working a little bit, but working from home. So
what about everybody else at the office? Did they completely just get rid of all of their DeWitt related work and just completely get laid back this weekend? Did he even check in with you, this Josh Fowler fella?
I mean, we don't believe in holidays at my office. Mr. Fowler's expected to work 24/7. Doesn't matter if it's Memorial Day, 4th of July, or Christmas. He better be there.
Well, he did just take a whole bunch of days off, so coming in on Memorial Day should have been the easy fix for that.
True. Good job on the lighting there, C-Lane. He looks nice in that shot. Okay.
You're welcome.
What do we have? Do we have something on the list for Mo that we wanted to talk about? Because I got a bunch of stories that we should get into for sure.
I'll check into it, but go with one of yours first.
All right. There is a story that's making waves here. A lot of people have been talking about this today, about a guy who ended up getting shot and killed by Florida police deputies. And he's 42 years old, this guy. Let me see if I can bring up anything to do with the press conference. This was one of those Grady Judd things. And Mo, when you have one of these judges, or not the judges, but the sheriffs that really like attention, that like to get out there and make themselves very
public. He uses a lot
public.
of cardboard paper.
Yeah, they have these very over the top press conferences and stuff that they do. Do they have to be careful? Can they screw up the cases against these people by making everything so public beforehand?
Well, they certainly could, but obviously they're giving their angle of the case. So, that's one of the arguments that they made with Luigi Mangione was that whole perp walk that they did, that they were basically doing that intentionally in order to taint the jury. And if it goes far enough, there could be certain repercussions to that, such as switching the venue. I mean, in very extreme or extraordinary cases, possible dismissal or acquittal. But that's very, very unlikely. But yeah, I mean, obviously they are tainting the jury to a certain degree. It kind of depends whether they cross that line or not. Once it got in front of a judge, if a judge would, somehow try to correct that.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, that adds up to me. In this case, it's a very weird one. The press conference from Grady Judd was about a man with garden shears who was shot and killed by Florida deputies right after he got attacked by a gator. So the old 1-2 punch. Yeah, that is a bad day.
Wow, you survived the gator attack, but then only to get shot?
Or the garden shears for the gator.
I think the garden shears were just in general, but let's find out. Let's go to Fox 13 here.
Of strange events that ended with Polk County deputies shooting and killing a man this morning in Lakeland. Prior to the shooting, the man was seen swimming in a lake with alligators and was bitten on the arm.
Okay, was that a gator on top of like a little paddle boat? Hang on, I have to go
getting
back.
out of the water, right the shooting, the man was seen swimming.
Right here. Are those gators? I don't know if the... maybe that's just the seats in this little boat here. And they're saying that this body of water has gators in it. And he was out there in the body of water, and he got attacked by this gator, and that was only the beginning of his problem.
In a lake with alligators and was bitten on the arm. After getting out of the water, he grabbed some garden shears and tried to break into a vehicle. After deputies tased him.
So wacky.
What a mess, this guy. This has to be drugs, right?
No, it's Florida, bud.
Yeah,
it's just Florida.
It's the water. It's the water that we're all drinking that leads you to this kind of arrest.
They say he got into one of their vehicles and tried to get a gun, which is when deputies shot and killed him.
That'll do it.
Fox 13's Carla Byron heard from the sheriff and from neighbors.
Shortly before 6 a.m., an employee at the racetrack on South Florida Avenue in Lakeland called 911 about 42-year-old Timothy Schultz, who they say was acting bizarre.
Timothy.
Unable to locate him right away, deputies then got a call around 8 a.m. about a man in a lake behind the Christina Hammock neighborhood.
Polk County deputies say the suspect swam in an alligator-infested lake behind the cul-de-sac. He was even bitten by one of the reptiles, and he still kept going.
Another witness tried to talk to him, and he said the guy growled at me, so I ran in the house and locked the door.
What did I say?
Deputies
Look at
arrived.
the cardboard. What is the budget for poster board style mugshots?
This is the kind of story, though, because he goes, it's Florida. A guy got bitten by a gator and then shot by the cops. People are going to eat this up. Let's get out in front of the cameras. That's what he's doing
Just
here.
when they say Schultz was using a brick to try and break into a truck. Then they say he attacked them with garden shears. Deputies tried to tase him and to de-escalate the situation, but Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says Schultz climbed into one of their patrol vehicles and tried to grab their rifle or shotgun.
I heard the gunshots, and I immediately jumped out of bed, and when I opened the garage door, I saw the 2 deputies pulling the suspect from the car and onto the pavement.
He was shot multiple times.
Damn, they lit this guy up. And
a bit.
He's going to say, look, well, he's not going to say anything, but they're going to say,
dead.
Look, here's what happened. You reach for an officer's weapon, you do all this stuff, you do drugs, and the guy had a history of, this is a shocker, I know, going to take a little bit to kind of digest this. Had a history of meth-related arrests.
No.
So, yeah, I know. It's a little crazy, a little wild to think about. But he was indeed a bit of a meth head, according to this.
You ever tried meth, Mo?
No, can't say that I have, Sabrina. But thank you for the question.
God,
Here's a great way to lose weight.
Yeah, it is.
Not great for your face.
All the best ways to lose weight are really bad on your body. They're tough.
Including exercise.
That too. It can do it. Yeah. I've heard the stories. Celine, what do we got on the Mo list?
All right, so we talked a little bit ago. Remember the grocery store prank where the guy was trying to convince people that he had stolen money from them with the Apple Pay?
Or he was doing the little sound effects.
Yeah. He played a sound effect on his phone, and he said, "Can you tell me what time it is?" And when he brought his phone by there, it went bling. And he goes, "Thanks, I just took $20." And they said, "What?"
And it was all very old people who had no idea how it worked.
Yeah, they were clueless, and they were like, "Put it back, put it back."
They showed Moses like a fake graphic that said $20 received, and they said they were going to do it again. So in the first clip that we watched when we were going through this fake prank thing, the guy who thinks he's getting money taken from him it starts to try and stop what's happening, and he slaps the dude's phone out of his hand.
How dare he?
Now, he's the victim here in this prank, but he was trying to stop a crime from happening to him. So has he committed some sort of assault now? Or because he was trying to stop, because he thought he was trying to protect his money, has he not committed, was that a defense that would have been allowed?
The reason this is a question is because some of the pranksters who were doing this, after they would knock the phone out of their hand because they thought money was being stolen from them, they would be like, "You're assaulting me." And they would turn it around like they were the victim all of a sudden. Am I breaking a law if I smack your phone out of your hand when I think you're stealing money from me?
I mean, I think technically yes, because the crime's already been committed, the alleged crime, right? The money's already been taken, so slapping the phone doesn't really do anything. You're not really trying to stop the person from
No, he thought he was stopping the next one.
Yeah, because he was
the
like,
next one. Okay.
Yeah. He was like, let me get 20 more. And the guy's like, "No, stop." And he hits the phone.
So arguably, then you have sort of a self-defense argument there, even though it's not self-defense in the sense of harm. You're trying to stop, being robbed or stop them from taking the money. So, this is one of those situations where even if technically they were committing a crime, I think it would be unlikely to be prosecuted because no jury would really want to convict somebody of this.
Has the prankster committed a crime?
That's a good question. So, technically they stole no money. Obviously they misled the person. They lied to the person. But there's not really any crime committed at this point in time that I can kind of think of.
I know you're not allowed to sell fake drugs. Like I can't sell some middle schooler a bag of oregano.
But there's a statute for that.
Okay.
There's a specific law for that. So, if there's probably not a law that deals with this exact situation. I'm sure there's other, fraud laws and things like that. But again, here they're not taking any money. Usually they're, unjustly enriching themselves somehow. They're just sort of pranking them.
Yeah, I guess one of the problematic things, and this is both good and bad, is being annoying is not yet illegal. And
not yet.
That's what they're doing. Like they're being really, really, really annoying. And we've seen some of these cases, Mo. I don't know if you've seen the video where it was like a prank at a mall, and a guy comes up to another person and starts pranking him, and the guy who he was pranking pulled out a gun and just starts shooting him.
Yeah,
at the
I do
mall.
remember that. And I think he got convicted of some sort of lower degree manslaughter, if I remember correctly.
I think, let me see.
I think it was in a food court, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Case. Hang on. Let me see if I can find this. YouTube prankster gets shot at the mall for harassing somebody. DoorDash delivery driver Alan Cole shot YouTube prankster Tanner Cook. Cook was filming a prank video when he allegedly approached Cauley while he was picking up a food order, causing Cauley to react and shoot him in the stomach. Yeah. He was initially charged with aggravated malicious wounding, but a jury later found him not guilty of the charges. Hold on, is that right?
We need to redefine what everyone thinks pranks are, because it's not working out.
Yeah, that's not a prank. Here it is right here. This says jury finds delivery driver not guilty in Virginia shooting of YouTube prankster. It was somebody from the Classified Goons YouTube channel. Who could have seen this coming?
Who would have ever thought that was going to make the news when we called our YouTube channel the Classified Goons?
Yeah, right. Mo, does this come down to if a jury just doesn't find you sympathetic as a victim, sometimes they can go their own way and say, you know what, not guilty.
Yeah, I mean, that is certainly possible. There is sort of jury nullification that can occur where, ultimately they'll find you not guilty because you're very likable or they don't really agree with what's going on. Even though they're ordered to follow the law, typically, their verdict most of the time is going to stand. So, there are certainly cases where the verdict doesn't necessarily make sense, but that is the verdict.
Man, in this one, I was kind of surprised, honestly, because if you see the video, he just straight up, the guy was like messing with him a little bit. He pulled out a gun and just started shooting him. It seemed quite bad for that to happen. He did
sort of warn him and say, hey, get away from me a few times before he shot.
Be careful who you prank. It might not be worth the views.
A lot of guns out there. All right, here's the story about the crypto investor. Let's get this down there. A cryptocurrency investor has been arrested and charged with kidnapping a man and keeping him locked up for weeks in an upscale Manhattan apartment.
YouTube prank?
Where authorities say he was beaten, shocked, and led to believe, get this, that his family was in danger if he didn't give up his Bitcoin password. This is a real bad idea. And they thought they were going to get this guy's money out of him. Mo, when you don't let somebody go, when you keep them at some place, when you basically are kidnapping them, you're going to get in some pretty big trouble at this point.
And
this
you're
is
on
going to
the
be
go,
bad.
or someone won't let you go.
Somebody won't let you go? Don't call Mo or call Mo?
Well, you probably need Mo, possibly.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you can be charged with, illegally detaining somebody, kidnapping. There's a false imprisonment. There's all sorts of charges that can stem from that.
Big charges.
They can be. They can be. And there's certain defenses to them, too, but that's why, usually people advise others to err on the side of caution. It's one of the reasons not to mention. When kidnapping? It's kidnap safe. Kidnap safe. Don't kidnap. Don't kidnap.
You nailed that, actually, Moses, because it says he was arraigned
I was about to kidnap
on Saturday on charges of kidnapping, assault, unlawful imprisonment, and criminal possession of a firearm. So they said that the victim
You must have been doing this for a long time, Moses.
Yeah, second week on the job.
He escaped from the 8-bedroom townhouse where he was being held, and he flagged down a traffic officer on the street, and they ended up going up and arresting this guy. The rest is going to be real bad history for that gentleman.
Story.
He's going to be behind bars for quite some time. I wanted to show you something, and I think we can work that in a moment here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this went down. No, it's not. I assure you. Sorry. This went down in Chicago.
Check this crazy.
Out. You seen this, Eli?
Yeah.
All right. This is wild. So this is a street in Chicago. You've got a nice little driveway, nice little neighborhood, some vehicles cruising down the street. Then all of a sudden,
it's a beautiful lawn.
Little truck going by, little van. All right, everything seems to be okay. Idyllic. And then that.
Oh my God!
Wow, wee wow.
Yeah, that very much wow wee wow. Yeah.
What happened?
Guesses? What are my guesses before we say what happened here? See,
I already know.
I mean, that looked from the actual. One more time. Sorry.
Yeah, that
it wasn't switched over. One more time.
This is it right here. Here's the moment. Big truck's coming by. It's like a moving truck, and right here.
Yeah, so they were moving the dynamite. That was Wile E. Coyote's rented U-Haul.
Decent guess. Wile E. Coyote's dynamite was on the way. Moses, what do you think was going on
here?
The
power line that combusted with something?
Very good guess. Very nice guess. This was because there was a leaking propane tank inside the box truck rental, and they were cruising around, and the whole damn thing
blew
what
sparked
up.
it?
Any number of things could have.
Yes, something as they were driving by there must have sent up a spark in the back. And that did it. And the whole thing blew up. The driver survived, which is super surprising considering.
With I think they said just a few minor injuries, which is crazy. But when they were playing this on the news, I didn't even think of this because I don't think I could hear the explosion when I saw this video earlier. They're like, what about his hearing? The driver's hearing, his ears had to have been ringing off the hook after this.
But to be that close to it, absolutely.
Well, that would blast your ears out for sure, I think. Hold on. Box truck explosion is going up on See It Now, so you can take a peek at this if you have some time. Everything that we talk about that's visual, it goes up eventually. And you can request that it goes up on See It Now on thenewsjunkie.com. But it's surprising to me that this person survived at all. The explosion was really very, very significant. And just in the middle of a nice little calm day.
Oh my gosh. It's like a cartoon.
It is.
It's insane.
It looks, if it wasn't a movie, if it was Final Destination, you would say, that's overkill. Come on. Nobody's going to believe it blew up like that, all right?
Wow.
And the crazy thing is, if somebody was out in front of this house when that exploded, they very well could have died.
Yeah. You know what's even crazier? Somebody's Memorial Day barbecue just got ruined. They were waiting for that propane tank to get there.
Trying to have a little bit of fun. Next thing you know, bam, this whole damn thing exploded. We got more questions for Mo when we come back. I did have somebody. Let's see if this is a real question. I don't know if they want to be anonymous or not. So I'm going to start with anonymous, Mo. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com from maybe anonymous. Hey, guys, got a dilemma here. I've been married happily for just over 5 years.
Congratulations.
We have a good marriage, and we generally agree with most of the important things in life. And what we don't agree on, we work through like adults. Here recently, something was said, and it's driving me nuts that she just won't back off her position on the issue. I genuinely think myself to be patient and understanding, but I feel like she's crossed the line.
Excuses, anonymous.
Even after I expressed how I feel about this, she persists with butting heads with me. I'm telling you now, if this crazy bitch says I don't like tater tots one more time, I'm going to talk to an attorney. Mo, ever had a divorce case like this?
I mean, I've probably seen people get divorced over just about anything and everything. Whether that's the real reason or not. But yeah, the people get divorced over all sorts of ridiculous stuff.
Is that something that's brought up in court, though? Like Exhibit T, tater tots?
It's we're a no-fault divorce state here in Florida, so you can get divorced for any reason. You don't really need a reason other than you just don't get along with each other anymore. So, whatever it is, you can still get divorced.
Mo, have you ever tried to talk somebody out of a divorce?
I mean, it's not his job, really.
I mean, I usually kind of have a talk with them, or at least I used to. I don't really handle it that much anymore. But where I would say, this is your decision whether you want to move forward or not. My job is to kind of guide you, navigate you through the legal aspect of it. But ultimately, you have to make that decision as to whether you want to commit to getting a divorce or not. Because the last thing I wanted somebody to ever do was start a divorce and then reconcile, then start a divorce and then reconcile. Because that's just, not only do you waste a bunch of money, but it's mentally draining and emotionally draining. There was one guy who I thought really needed to get a divorce, and he did not get a divorce.
Oh, no. This guy was the opposite?
This guy was the opposite. I mean, he told me just, a horror story of what his life was.
But I still love her.
And
And you told me that would be between us. Confidentiality.
Well, I didn't say who he was.
How dare you, C-Lane?
All right.
She also doesn't like tater tots.
Quick break. When we come back, we got more with our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. If you have any questions, you can dispatch those through on thenewsjunkie.com right now, or tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put that up on top. We'll come back. We got a grab bag segment for you on deck. We got those questions and a whole lot more on a Share the Show Tuesday. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Emergency crews are...
Go, Mike.
Go Mike people. Thank you for all your service today. Thank you for all the people who gifted subs. I'll get a count on how many are left. As soon as I confirm that we're out of the Skull Mike Squad stickers, the minute I confirm that we're out of those, I will reveal the new magnet, and we'll get some other stuff for you. BDM says, I have to renew every month, but it takes less time than one commercial break. We have to renew what? Secret shows? Hello, Matthew75. Oh, subbing on Twitch? Yeah. Yeah. Well, the benefits of subbing on Twitch, if you are over there, basically only that I randomly stream on there from time to time. And after show streams are always on Twitch. But those might be a little more common soon. The bonus streams. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady says, are we getting tank top merch, please? Merch drop very, very soon. And I will, again, when we go through the rest of these, I'll reveal what this magnet is. You can't see, can you? Can't see. I'll reveal what this magnet is very, very soon. It's one of my favorites of all time. I know I say that a lot. MFQ says there is no benefit to Twitch. YouTube is where it's at. You guys can fight over that, not me. I'll ask Predicto. Predicto, is YouTube better than Twitch?
That is a likely outcome.
Damn, brutal to Twitch. YouTube wins again. If you watch a lot of Twitch, Twitch Turbo is a great deal. It eliminates all ads from all channels, but the streamer still gets the same ad revenue. The same ad revenue. Do we believe him? Mr. Predicto is a little bitch. True. Definitely true. Uh-oh. Now I can show you guys so many things. I can show you all of my stuff. Huh? Where's the Zoltar? Zoltar is right here. It might be behind the computer monitor. It's right back there. Any questions you have, ask those now. tips@thenewsjunkie.com for Mo. And I tell you, I don't know what the WNBA is going to do with Caitlin Clark now out with an injury, because it seems to me that the entirety of the promotional plan for the WNBA is to pit black people against white people and say, who do you like, Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese? It seems like it's like a marketing ploy that's going on. And Brittany Griner is just like a sideshow every once in a while. Hey, remember her? Remember her when she thought that somebody was committing a hate crime against her? Do you guys know this story? Do you know the Brittany Griner story? The Brittany Griner story is this. And I might have the body cam footage. Brittany Griner called the police because somebody put a sticker or something on her, a piece of tape on her door at her hotel, and it said, gay baby jail. And because she's gay, she's an WNBA player, so I mean, I almost repeat myself. I think it's like 60 to 70% of the WNBA is lesbians. But Brittany Griner, it's a gay baby jail on a piece of tape on her door, and she called the cops and she thought it was a hate crime. But it wasn't. The cops showed up, they diligently investigated, they did all of the work that you might think they would do. And the cops found out that there was an anime convention, and the people who had the room before them were anime fans, and gay baby jail is an anime meme. But she thought, like Bubba Wilson, she thought that she was a victim of some sort of hate crime until she realized it's always the anime people, by the way. I blame you. Brittany Griner is the WNBA's Jussie Smollett? Nah, she ain't that bad. She ain't that bad. She probably just thought somebody was targeting her and she didn't know the world of anime. All she should have known is that if she just yelled at them in her very deep voice that they may have just ran away. Bubba Watson? Bubba Wallace? Bubba Watson, Bubba Wallace, whatever his name is. They don't talk about that guy anymore. I don't know why. All right, folks. We're coming back. Big Doug Millionaire says, gonna have a seizure. Why would you have a seizure? Aren't we just having a little fun here? All right.
Seatbelt? You'd better put that on before that... Uh-oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you'd better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
I lived on a commercial salmon fishing boat in Alaska, and I genuinely think that was the first time I've ever felt myself kind of like slipping mentally. I think Alaska does weird things to people.
If you're interested in hearing anonymous callers like this tell stories from their lives, check out my podcast, Therapy Gecko. You can listen to Therapy Gecko on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Therapy Gecko and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the news.
He's who you're going to call after an accident if you're smart. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or that website that you should not forget, justcallmo.com. Real quick before we return to the old Mo list, and I know we got some other questions on there, I wanted to give you a bit of an update. Wish we had an update song. I wish we did, but we don't have an update song.
Yeah, we can get
some sort of update song would be good. Kind of like Frankie McDonald's, good news alert.
This is an update.
It's an update.
All right, yeah. An update out of New Orleans where those prison escapees have been getting picked up one by one in what appeared to be the easiest prison escape ever. They have now rounded up two more of them. Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald have been arrested in Texas. And if you're keeping count, that puts all of them but two behind bars. Two of them remain. And Derek Groves has a neck the size of a giraffe, so he may be able to weave and evade police arrest with that alone. Derek Groves
have they checked the stores for extra long turtleneck purchases?
That would be a good clue as to where this guy is. Antoine Massey and Derek Groves, those are the only two of the original 10 that escaped that have not been captured as of yet. Unfortunately, no heads have rolled.
Were
in
any
terms
of them
people getting fired?
Captured together, or do you think they went in 10 separate directions?
I thought
I don't
two
know.
of them were. Like the first two were close.
I'm looking at a map that I'm guessing has the arrests, and it looks like 1, 2, 3 were around the Justice Center. 4, 5 were a little bit closer to like downtownish area. And
one guy was in a quarter. That was stupid.
That was real dumb. And so they caught 5 of them relatively close. These guys, to their credit, got all the way to Texas. I mean, at least you're escaping the state of New Orleans and moving on a little bit. And
Louisiana.
I'm sorry, escaping the state of Louisiana, where New Orleans is located. and getting arrested over in Texas. So 2 more left, Derek Groves and Antoine Massey. Sealand, let's go to Mo's list and see what's going on there.
All right. This was kind of a really quick question, but we've been talking at length about the Diddy trial. And I was wondering, there's a lot of potentially salacious things that the jury gets to bear witness to that the rest of us don't because they won't allow cameras in there.
Ooh.
Is there any evidence that just the jury sees? Like if it's something that would embarrass a public figure or celebrity in this case, or does everybody in the room, like even the reporters and the audience and stuff, do they get to see everything that the jury sees?
I mean, sometimes there will be an instruction that only the jury can view it, or they can view it privately. It usually is for stuff more sensitive. Sometimes it's if it's a graphic or gory video of a murder or a body, or
freak off.
Could be a freak off, or if it's sensitive material related to children, those types of things, they can give an instruction where only the jury is going to see that information. It's kind of protected from the gallery.
Interesting. And last but not least, we had a This Week in Florida story the other day, and there was a road ragey kind of thing over a parking spot. Somebody was taking too long to get in and out of the parking spot, and some guy shot the other guy and was charged with attempted murder. But he shot him in the foot. And I would argue that if I deliberately shot you in the foot, it's not trying to kill you. Why is that still attempted murder? Is every gunshot attempted murder?
I mean, any gunshot could potentially kill you if you hit an artery, that's large enough. They could certainly kill the person.
You could bleed out with a shot to the foot.
Out. I mean, now typically in a case like that, they may charge them with attempted murder, but maybe it gets pled down to unlawful discharge of a firearm resulting in great bodily harm, or it may get pled out to a lesser included charge. But usually they're going to charge them with a more serious crime. And anytime you shoot somebody and they survive, there is a chance you get charged with attempted murder.
And that was the case with Tory Lanez. Because when you brought that up, Tory Lanez is looking at, 10 plus years or 10 to life or something along those lines. But now Florida, you just said that, didn't you?
No.
And now a Florida prosecutor, or someone from Florida, is fighting for him to be released.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
Shanked 14 times.
After his prison attack, there was a lot of people who wanted him to be released. Does a prison attack make you any more likely to be released, Mo?
Somewhat, not usually, but
noted.
When you're in the prison system, they have a duty to protect you, so to speak. So, it's kind of the same theory when somebody's very ill. Sometimes they'll just release them because they don't want to have to be responsible for their care. If the security risk is great, to the internal prison, meaning they have to put up a bunch of security measures to protect the person. And maybe if it's a not so serious charge, then they may look at releasing them early or something along those lines.
Apparently that's what's going to happen with the guys that robbed Kim Kardashian. That they might all walk because they're all too old to rot in prison for the rest of their days.
I knew people thought about that and considered it, and like too fat to be in jail and all these things have been things, but too much of a target is, I didn't consider that they would go, it's actually a pain in the ass keeping you behind bars here, and it's expensive.
Very messy.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I would wear that as a badge of honor if you told me that it was too much of a pain in the ass to keep me behind bars.
Can't be held. Email coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Good afternoon, Mo and Junkie crew. I recently moved from a townhouse I was renting for 5 years. 30 days after moving out, I finally received my security deposit check, which was next to nothing compared to what I was initially expecting. The breakdown of their charges seemed to be extremely inflated and egregious. For example, 5 light bulbs, an air filter, and a shower head were $160.
Oh, what?
Even though the shower head and the air filter were brand new per their instructions of the move out. Is there any way to dispute their charges or question their inflated figures, or is it just what it is? Thanks in advance.
So typically, once you move out of a place, the landlord has 15 days to return your deposit, or 30 days if they intend to make a claim. So they have to give you a notice. So I'm assuming maybe you got this check along with the letter saying they were making a claim within 30 days. If they didn't provide it within 30 days, they automatically have to give you back your entire deposit. But once you receive that notice, assuming it's within the 30 days, then you have 15 days to object to the amount of claim.
That's such a little time if you think about
it. Is
how
it
busy
is.
everyone's lives
But you
are.
want to send back an objection, what you object to. You can go online, you can find forms for that. But you want to make sure you send it to them via certified mail to preserve your claim. Because if you don't do that, then basically they're allowed to make a claim. There's nothing you can really do about it. So you want to make sure you object within that timeline. It's very, very important that you abide by the timeline.
This day and age with technology and timestamps via email, you still have to do certified mail.
When it comes to the law, we're still stuck in certified mail,
Perfect.
postal mail. Email
Pony
doesn't really
Express.
exist in the statutes.
Got it.
Great.
Good to know.
Good question, good answer, though. I didn't know that, actually. And it does seem frustrating if somebody said, I'm expecting, let's say, $5,000 from this security deposit that I had, or maybe even like a couple $1,000, and then you get the place as clean as can be, and then on the way out they go,
it comes down to light bulbs and AC filter.
Yeah,
That's
they
insane.
go, well, the light bulbs and the AC filter were $1,200, so we can't give you that seems wrong. That seems like a scam. All right, there you go. Thank you for the email. Appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the first and final dispatches. That's right. That's right, friends. First and
You
last
asked for
dispatches.
it and you're getting it, maybe.
We got a lot of stuff to work through. And don't worry, there's a big, long week ahead of us here. So we'll still work in a bunch of these, or a short week ahead of us, either way. But I'll tell you this. When we come back, we'll do the final dispatches, the stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. What'd you say?
Take a shot out of that new gift.
Pee-pee boy? No,
Maybe not call it pee-pee boy.
What? It's a little boy pee-peeing the shot into the glass.
Bonnie boy, bony
boy, whatever it was. It's a great present. I like it. It's in the studio, but it's a little weird. People are going to want explanations, I think.
Yeah.
We'll get to all of that. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Smartish, loud, and probably getting fined. The Jim Colbert Show.
Go, Mike. Final version. Skull Mike, I have a question for you. Somebody, just one person, will be our chatter of the day. Who do you nominate and why? Who do you nominate and why on the way out? Thank you for hanging out with us today. Much appreciated. Glad that you like the Skull Mike setup. Skull Mike squad represent. But I want to know who should be chatter of the day and why. Matthew 75 wins because he just donated 5 Twitch gifted subs. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. What else? Can we nominate you for chatter of the day? No. David, Sam says I nominate me because I'm the shit. I'm the father of the day. Well, congrats on that. Vicky G made some funny comments today. Anonymous should win. I'll tell you what. Congratulations, Matthew 75. They said you couldn't do it, but look at you go. They said it couldn't be done. And yet here you are doing it. Congratulations. Oh, shoot. Folks, I got to do Today I Learned. Oh, boy.
iHeartRadio app today. This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at FloridasHistoricCoast.com.
When you get hurt, you don't want to end up on the injured list. You want to get back in the game, stronger than ever. At Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, we fight for you, making sure big insurance doesn't throw you a curveball. With over $25 billion recovered, we're the home run hitters you need.
This is gone!
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Morgan & Morgan is responsible for this ad. John Morgan is licensed in Florida and Tennessee. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Eustace Roofing. Look, hurricane season is approaching, and if you think there's a possibility your roof could give up the ghost, call my friends over at Eustace Roofing. You will be in great hands. These guys have been doing this since 1959, 65 years, making sure that Floridians are safe in their homes, and they do it with great craftsmanship and tons of integrity. Not to mention they serve all of Central Florida, and they even offer no-interest financing. Call these guys for an estimate today. They run the cleanest site in the business. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's EustaceRoofing.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Forever hovering over life's great dump button. You're listening to the new.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. Good to be back with you. Nice, fun hang today. Enjoyed you all.
Happy birthday, bud.
Oh, thank you. That was very nice of you, Sabrina. I appreciate the birthday gifts. That was very nice.
It's the least I can do. You got me a birthday gift, so.
And honestly, did I not get you a birthday gift?
No, you did. You
okay.
came to the party and you gave me a birthday gift.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. I thought it was a setup. I will say now that has to be one of the longer running gags that you eventually paid off on the show.
Thank you.
There's something under your seat because
But
there's
then it
something
didn't
under your
work,
seat.
and I'm like, Courtney, where did you put it?
You started going further. You're like, Sabrina goes, check under your seat, Sean, for your birthday. And I roll back. There's nothing under my seat. And I go, great, got me again. And she goes, well, get Courtney in there. Something must have gone wrong. And I'm like, okay, we're really doubling down on this under your seat thing.
Yeah, no,
I lift up my seat.
It was too big to actually put under your seat.
I was checking everywhere.
I'm glad you didn't, because I even if you look at the security cams, I try to be as sneaky and not show my face as possible.
I didn't see anything, man. It was effective for sure.
So there's just some hooded person delivering a birthday package.
I put on a mustache. By that I mean I didn't shave it before I went to drop it off.
All right,
Thank you,
Moses. Thank you for being with us. We love you. We appreciate you, Moses.
Yeah. Nice to see you in person,
Yeah,
Mo.
I like him at HQ. We call him moving forward.
Man, he looks good today, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
It's great lighting.
He's a good-looking guy. But I don't need to talk about that.
For me today. You been drinking over there?
No, I haven't been
Where's
drinking,
Pee-pee
even
Boy?
though I've been tempted by the Pee-pee Boy.
That's those of you just tuning in. Listen to the podcast.
Tempted by the Pee-pee Boy. Sounds quite bad. But all right, here we go. On the way out, let's talk about Mo's got a big event coming up, or a fun event for everybody.
That's right.
It involves a skate party of sorts. What do we need to know about this, Moses?
The Just Call Mo Family Skate-a-thon. It is Saturday, July 12th, 5 to 7 p.m. at Cimarron Skateway
That's not
in
that
Castleberry.
good.
It's
Bad
completely
for you.
free. Just go to justcallmo.com/skate to register. But it's completely free. And we're going to have a balloon artist, face painter, and all sorts of stuff for kids in the family.
Nice.
Skate
A lot of stuff is expensive out there, and this is not. This is free. If you just jump on board the skate party with your family and go out there, justcallmo/skate.
Justcallmo.com/skate. Yep.
Is Buzz Decker going to do a performance?
I think this whole thing is just a ruse for him to do a skating performance.
He's been dreaming about this.
Is he going to clear the field for a special routine he has?
I
or
can
is
see
it-
that. He's
is
been
he-
working on something.
Is he just going to be amongst the people skating better
He's
than
a
them?
shuffler,
He's
isn't
got to
he?
show off.
Yeah.
He's going to show off.
Yeah. He can backwards skate and everything, so I think there's no way you don't flex that muscle if you're him.
Also, he does like one glide, and he's already halfway through the skating rink.
Very long legs.
Tall legs.
He does. All right, let's do the final dispatch.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Yeah, about that. It's only one all told that's going to get
Just
played
do
here,
one
I
right
think.
now.
All
Do
right,
it
Here
now.
we go. Hang on. I'm getting in there. Here is our one and only dispatch for today. This is, who do I want to pick?
Oh, Sean, come on.
There's some good ones here. Here's Not Stevie G. Hello.
Hey, what's up, News Junkie? First dispatch. I'm out here in Rochester. I listen live every Tuesday on the iHeartRadio app, which is awesome because I love the show.
Thank you.
I figured I would send in my first dispatch here on behalf of Sean's birthday. Thought it was kind of funny that he confused his age and thought of Blink-182. So I made him up a little song. Here goes. Now that you rolled, you gotta pay to score. No sex for free, but you are 44. And that's the song. Have a nice day.
I like how he kept it short. Kept it short and to the point. All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Rochester, baby.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
JustCallMo.com/skate. JustCallMo.com/skate. Go do that. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Plus, you can see. Mo, are you going to be actually skating out there?
Absolutely not.
Oh, come on.
I tried skating a little while ago. Disaster.
He'll be doing the balloon animal thing then.
That's my booth.
Loves balloon.
Here we go. Today I Learned for a Tuesday, May 27, 2025. Today I Learned this lady right here.
Anyone else? Alanis Morissette.
That's right. Alanis Morissette. She was dropped by her record label after disappointing sales of her first two albums. Her third album, Jagged Little Pill. You might have heard of this one. It's the 13th highest selling album of all time worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't want to. Is there a curse word coming up here in just a second?
Maybe just
yeah.
I'm brave, but I'm
Trickiness.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. All right, I think I got past that. Yeah, we're good. All right, thank you, folks. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks, Mo. We appreciate
Thank you guys.
Love you, Mo.